Sorry about that. I forgot I have the numpad set up there. Wrong button. Sorry. Well, hey guys, sorry about that. Bit of a oopsie there. I guess my instincts were still honed in. So welcome back. We're not gaming. Well, I saw this and I knew I had to check this out. It's just bad games today, but as you saw, it's Sonic 06. Yeah, they're finally tackling it. I'm honestly just as surprised. And I don't know if you can actually see the time card, but it's showing 3 hours, 9 minutes. It's actually why I decided to, well, you know, do this. I mean, like I said, I had to live stream it. Like, I don't think I haven't done, like, a live stream reaction since, I want to say the Caddy, like, Spiral special, but I don't know if that's correct or not, but, remind me if I did. I'll have to double check. Actually, hold up. Sorry. I just remembered I keep my live streams on here. Just need to check my solo stuff. Hold on. Let's see. Caddy. Yeah. Amanda. Yep. Yeah. Last one really was the Caddy one. Man. Really goes to show you how long it's been since I actually done one of these. Man. Well, anywho, this is gonna be interesting. So, without any further ado. Sorry about that. Keyboards are still the same, so I'm just being careful. Without any further ado, you know the drill. Let's see what they think of Sonic 06. I mean, we saw how, like, Tharo got through it all, and that took 2 hours. Let's see it. Be sure to like, subscribe for more. Hope you enjoy. Go check out the original video if you got the time. Here we go. Pretty much it's no use! Future Ghost! Hi,
greetings, simpletons! I am a
also,
messenger
you got some
from
toilet
the
paper on you.
future. I, a big deal fella, have journeyed the forever stream of time-space to deliver an important warning onto your simple, underdeveloped ape-like brain matter.
Wait.
You listening? Good.
Yeah, I'm right here.
What lies in the immediate future is a game that took 2 doofuses 50 episodes to get to. 50! And let me tell ya, it ain't pretty. If you're squeamish, or watching with small children, or large children, or out-of-town acquaintances, or sentient pets, well,
good luck.
Go watch. Yeah, go check your gutters or something. Why? Because 2 losers that waste money on terrible video games are about to talk about a title nobody really wants to hear about anymore.
I'll take your word for it then, Nathan. By the way, hey Daniel. Hey, you see?
It didn't take. That happens sometimes. It's embarrassing, but I think they make pills for that.
There we go. Done it again.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Okay, wait. Whoa. Dude, really?
Yep, really.
Okay.
Yep, really.
Well, Sonic the Hedgehog is a speedy mascot platformer developed by Sonic Team and released to the 16-bit Sega Genesis in 1991. And should I go on, or?
Oh no, keep going. I'm not stopping you.
Okay, it's the first release in one of the most famous game series ever, a platformer renowned for brisk momentum-based movement. It's about collecting golden rings, traversing multi-tiered stages, getting the jump on mechanical foes, and saving the natural world from the evil Dr. Robotnik, aka Eggman.
Right you are.
You realize Sonic the Hedgehog is a title that sold millions, reviewed well, and became the flagship
the original
bundled with the Sega Genesis, right? A big console.
Huge console at the time.
And
totally.
It's a game that embodied and inspired 90s cool. A title that wedged a competing platform into a Nintendo-dominated game space. A release that launched its hero to such heights that he became ubiquitous with Sega.
Dozens of sequels, spin-offs, special appearances all started with this game.
True.
Sure.
Games, anime,
Fisher
comics.
showed up as a windshield trinket first, but I don't think anyone's going to argue that Sonic's popularity really started here.
Right, it's the catalyst for comics, TV shows, blockbuster movies, the kickoff to globally recognizable characters, the inspirational start point for generations of creative output, including other well-received games.
Yep, you can mention the dozens of other bodacious animal mascots that popped up in the game's wake.
Come on! Come on!
And I think you've roughly summed it up. The title was
pretty much.
very influential.
Well then, with all that, I gotta be blunt. Dude, Sonic the Hedgehog is not a bad game.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
No,
Jeez.
it isn't.
This is good.
Oh,
Yes, it is.
No, not that one!
Yep, too bad, Shane. We're taking it on.
is a 3D platforming adventure game. It was developed by Sonic Team and released to the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 in
Look at that.
2006. The game's
Nice.
release here, as well as the game's copycat titling, has seen this release casually known as Sonic 06.
You did it!
Yep, we did it. Well, they did it, but you get the idea. Though, can you imagine, like, you had to, like, do this every time? Like, oh my god, Sonic was bad. And they're just like, oh, it wasn't. Sonic was a fun time. It started the franchise. And they're like, oh, not that one. Sonic 06 was bad. I was like, okay, yeah. Ay, ay, ay. I can't even imagine. I get you. Here come the memes.
You goof! You freaking maniac! We finally have to cover it.
About time, too. This is without a doubt the most requested game we've ever had for the show. We've gotten messages from YouTube, Discord, social media, postcard, carrier pigeon, skywriting.
Wow, that must have been expensive.
It really never ends. Anyway, though this title
you had
shares
to
its
do it
name
somehow.
with the 1991 2D platformer, Sonic the Hedgehog 2006 is a very different game. One that was always an inevitable entry in this show. Can you tell us why exactly we needed to cover this, Adam?
Well, Shane, because Sonic
Wasn't it,
06
like,
is
made
one of the most
original?
notoriously
Yeah.
ungood games ever. One glance at any mainstream review, and you'll see it. Sonic 06 did not wow critics.
Critics? Heck, Sega's own social media accounts seem to think this game is of questionable quality.
That I'm quite good at.
Oh.
Has Sonic 06 finished loading yet?
Some people say it's still loading to this day.
Here I thought it just never happened.
Oh, yikes. Look at this.
You
I mean,
know
if
it's
that's
bad when your
saying
own
something, I don't know
voice
what is.
actor
So
was
the
like,
famed
hey,
Blue Blur launched
remember that?
Full Tilt in the early 90s, only to spin dash off a cliff in the 2000s. Is that about what we're gleaning here?
Yeah, and as much as I hate to admit it, we can't know just how poorly this game stuck its landing until we get our hands on it ourselves. You know what that means, buddy?
It
Yep.
means it's time for
Time
us to
to
play
dive
the
on
first
in.
Sonic title we've ever played in this series.
Oh,
Good luck.
I think you're forgetting
yeah,
about that racing game we
Sonic
played.
R.
Sonic R.
yeah. Technically second. We'll give him that, huh?
It means it's time for us to play the first Sonic title we've ever played in this series.
Shane, are
Shane.
you okay?
It means it's time for us to play the first Sonic
Uh-oh.
title we've ever played in this series.
Your eyes are sweating.
It means it's time for us to play the first Sonic title we've
It's
ever
broke.
played in this series.
Wow.
I can fix this. Let's buckle up our crimson
There
kicks
we
and
go.
get ready to roll around at the speed of sound. It's time to ride into adventure as we play
The first Sonic title we've ever played in this series.
Shane, Sonic 06.
Sonic 06!
Yeah, there we go.
Today we're playing the PlayStation 3 version of Sonic the Hedgehog 2006.
Which seems to be considered the worst way to play the
Oh.
game. Cool!
The single-player mode
Lovely.
starts with a
Good
character
luck.
select screen that only allows us to play as our favorite blue boy. So, Sonic we shall be. How?
Yeah.
On to the game's opening cinematic.
Ready.
And
Welcome
hot
to
dang,
Selena.
Look at all that finely rendered spectacle. A watery cityscape in the middle of a huge celebration. These visuals are impressive. Massive cheering crowds, slick-looking architecture, exhaustively detailed character models.
We are playing the game with the blue wisecracking hedgehog, right?
Give it a
You see
minute.
that? Feels like we stumbled into a 90-hour RPG about magic rocks.
Hey, if
I mean,
the game keeps
it does
this
feel
kind
like
of
it in a
quality
way.
up, I don't care what we're playing.
I love fire. Sorry, I had to go like throw there. Ooh, fire. Wee. Sorry, I had to go there. Oh, oh. Whoa. Wee. You know, watching the opening
I feel
cutscene,
like this
it
is
does
a good
feel like
time
a
to remind
yeah,
everyone
that too.
this is an entry in a
Final
series that
Fantasy does.
includes Charmy D and Vector the headphone-wearing crocodile.
That's Sonic Heroes. Wrong show.
It's all right.
Never mind all that fiery doom and gloom.
Yep.
Turns out what we saw was some kind of horrific
Glimpse
nightmare.
into the future.
We learned that Feathers McFloaty Float has a name. It's
Elise.
Elise.
Son of Soliana, guide and watch over us with your eternal light.
Let the Soliana Games commence!
Not sure what the ceremony's all
Hey, I
about,
had to say it.
but the celebration's cut short by an explosive invading force.
Incoming.
Who could be controlling all this destructive mayhem? None other than Sonic's longtime
And there it
pro,
A
is.
pleasure to meet you at last, Princess of Soliana.
Dr.
Eggman.
Robotnik.
Really?
Dr.
Eggman.
Robotnik?
Mr. Mean Bean.
I am Dr. Eggman.
Okay, fine. We'll go with that.
Thank you.
Dr. Eggman.
I've come here to obtain the secret of
You
the
think he
flames
legally
of
changed
disaster
that?
from
I
you.
don't know. I feel like he
It's a
would have.
disaster, eh? Probably something to do with Elise's fiery vision we saw earlier. He says he's also looking to swipe miracle gems, which he calls the key to its secret.
The Chaos Emerald.
Oh, there we go.
So wait, the Chaos Emeralds are the key to the secret of the flames of disaster?
Yep.
Yep.
Chaos Emerald.
Yeah, let me get this straight. Dr. Eggman doesn't seem to know what the
Hasn't
secret of
run
the
away.
flames of disaster is. He just knows Elise
Still-
has
still
the secret of the
sticks
flames
around.
of disaster and that he needs to get the secret from
Makes
her
sense.
and then use the Chaos Emeralds to unlock the secret of the flames of disaster, which again is a secret he doesn't know, but very much wants.
I've come here to obtain the secret of the flames of disaster from you.
That's not important now, because all of a sudden, howling winds blow up, materializing as a blue tornado that comes to a confident halt.
Wow, that's a
Hey.
pretty snazzy performance there.
It's the
And-
thing from the game cover.
Hello,
Elise
Sonic.
eyes Sonic, and for a moment, she sees a very different looking hedgehog.
Because who
That would be
hasn't seen
super.
Sonic and immediately started brainstorming their own incredible Mobian OC?
Ew.
What?
Nothing?
Bro.
Sonic stylishly dispatches Dr. Eggman's forces, hoists Princess Elise in his arms, and scrambles the heck out of there.
All under the gaze of that same mysterious hedgehog Elise
There he is.
envisioned moments ago. Who is this guy?
I finally found him. The Iblis Trigger.
Don't know who you are, Mr. Onlooker. but
It's
you're not
on the
only
back.
one that can make
He's
up
silver.
words. Idris
Only
Elba.
this one game. Oh,
Shane,
main
that's,
game.
Shh, shh, shh. Let me have this.
And that's our opening cinematic. A coating of gorgeous animation poured on a heavy wad of plot confusion. Here's hoping they make things
Pretty
simpler to
much.
digest soon.
Or not.
Why are you helping me?
No special reason.
Anna and
Don't know if the
Really?
story
Same
will
girl?
get any easier to handle, but I'm struggling to cope with these visuals.
Even by 2006 standards,
Oh,
this
wow, you
ain't
can
a
actually
looker.
see
This is what we're
some of
dealing
the
with in
graphic
game.
jack
It's
in
the
there.
antithesis of all the incredible sights we just saw.
Why are you helping me?
yeah, pretty much just.
No special reason.
It's like comparing the wrapper art of a Sonic the Hedgehog ice cream bar to an actual Sonic the Hedgehog ice cream bar.
Well, that's one way to put it.
I mean, I thought
Ugh.
Sonic looked off with his enormous eyes and side mouth in what was otherwise a relatively
I guess
realistic
Lacey's
setting.
been through a
but
lot,
the
huh?
General quality let me shrug it off. And then you cut to this.
Yep.
Why are you helping me?
Well, prepare for a lot of whiplash, guys.
There's no denying we've got clashing designs here. Stiff-looking models that feel kinda stitched together from different video games.
Luckily, we don't have to dwell on that long.
Sonic!
Oh, and there's the robots again. You know. Pop boom.
I'm afraid our little game ends now.
Oh, so I guess we can stop playing the game then, huh?
Yeah, I guess it's time we just shut up.
No, you can't do that.
Elise is lifted away, but in
Yeah,
one
like
final moment,
2
she manages
seconds.
to toss Sonic the blue Chaos Emerald.
Thank you.
Ooh. One part of the key to the secret of the flames of disaster, which Eggman doesn't know, but needs to know and wants to get from Princess Elise, which is why he's kidnapping her right now.
Beautifully summed up.
Thank you.
I've got it.
Thanks. Bye. Seriously? No music?
Think Sonic should, I don't know,
Yeah, go.
chase them down or something? All right, looks
Okay,
like we're heading
load
to the
screen.
game world proper.
Yeah. And just like in the Ass
The
Sonic,
game sure is
still
taking
loading
its
to this
time
day.
loading up. Must be preparing a huge slice of Soliana for us to seamlessly traverse.
Probably not.
What's Eggman up to?
There we go.
I need to gather
Anyone?
some information.
Hold up, wait. The
Did
sun's
anyone
up.
time that?
It was the dead of night in the last scene.
Did Sonic take a nap while the lunatic flew off with the princess?
Priorities, man. Work on them.
Anyway, here we are, plopped in Soliana.
Yeah. How? Rough.
Not looking the greatest.
Don't get us wrong. Neither of us expect 2006 in-game graphics to be on par with something like that opening cinematic, but this is looking a little sloppy.
Ooh, it got the blur in there.
My bubblegum eye.
Wouldn't be a problem if we were tearing through the stage like a blue bullet and naturally learning Sonic's moveset, but the first moments of gameplay aren't getting us up to speed on the action.
Oh,
In fact, it's
all
slowing
right.
us down to a crawl. We need to learn about Eggman.
What's Eggman up to? I need to gather some information.
So, they want us to start a game in the Super Speedy Hedgehog series by sauntering around and gossiping with locals? We playing a Sonic game or visiting the farmer's market with Nana?
In other Sonic games with hub worlds, you get thrown into the heat of battle
Michael.
right away at the start.
Yep. Sonic Adventure 1.
Once you get a taste of the action, then you get to waltz around the 3D environment.
Heck, we can go back even further in Sonic history to see game intros that were handled better.
I know what you mean. In the very first Sonic the Hedgehog
original.
game, you're launched into adventuring basics
Yep, Act
immediately.
1, Reno
Act 1,
Zone,
within
right through.
seconds, you're given space to run, you're introduced to ring collection and enemy engagement,
And the
you're
classic
quickly brought
theme.
up to speed on movement and jumping physics with carefully tailored land. All this without a single text box.
Yep, it's pretty cool when a
Sorry,
game
couldn't
can
help myself
instantly
with
teach ideas in a way that feels natural instead of pushing players to march around fishing for info. But let's be fair, that was 1991.
91.
This is 2006.
2006.
This game isn't
15
trying to
years.
be a dialed-back 16-bit platformer. It's probably trying to accomplish different things.
You're right, and we can't just immediately say that's a bad thing.
Yeah, though I'm real confused about why Sonic needs to chat with locals. Do they know more than he does? I mean, everyone around here saw as much as he did. Eggman showed up, Eggman took a lease, Eggman
Yeah,
very
I don't think Eggman
slowly
does
flew
subtlety.
away in a direction Sonic was keenly aware of.
You could have leisurely tiptoed backwards and caught up with that ship. Whatever. Regardless, we're stuck in Soliana. Might as well poke around.
Whoa. Sonic's
Yeesh.
journey may be off to a slow start, but this lady's moving like she needs to switch to decaf. Look at her go.
I'll go out on a limb and say she's probably emoting a bit more than necessary for the whole 2 sentences she's delivering right now.
Oh, yeah,
I feel a
60,
lot more comfortable
oh,
with
yeah,
the endless
wasn't it
lip
like 60
smacking and
kilometers
frantic flailing
since,
if
like,
she at least tried to
I
look
think
Sonic
Soliana
in
was
the
based
eye.
on
It's
Italy?
unnerving. What
Europe?
is she even staring at?
I guess
Yikes.
Europe will go for
Let's
that.
chat with someone else. Really getting the vibe
Yep.
that the dev team expected Sonic to be between 3 and 11 feet tall and constantly moving while engaging NPCs.
Eventually, we meet a woman helping with Soliana's reconstruction. She tells us that someone called Tails is around and looking for somebody. Time to hunt down Sonic's longtime fox companion, a
Oh, there he
character
is.
first introduced in 1992, Sonic the Hedgehog
next year.
2.
Sonic!
Hey, Tails.
Tails, long time no see.
I heard that you tried to save their princess from Dr. Eggman.
That's an
buddy.
interesting approach
Yeah.
to lip sync.
He's,
I heard
he's
that
not even
you
looking.
tried to save their princess from Dr. Eggman.
Tails says he's heard all about what's happened in Soliana. He's all hopped up and ready to rip the evil doctor a new one.
I'll do my best.
With Tails in tow, we continue our exploration of Soliana. Nothing can stop us now, not even the physicality of the common patio table.
When you use your imagination, there's no limit to the places you can go.
True, except when a game blocks off locations with invisible
Yeah, 'cause
walls
of
in
structure.
very
There we
wide
go.
open areas. This kind of stuff
Also,
drives us nuts.
Oh well, gives us
Also,
time to
is
meet
the audio
interesting
a little
people,
off?
see interesting sights.
Wait. Oh. Enjoy the swim.
I think we're gonna like it here.
Can't say the same for Tails, who appears to be unresponsive.
Is he
What
dead?
even happened here? Tails?
Tails.
Tails?
Eventually, we hear
okay.
about something suspicious going on at a nearby beach.
We're pointed in the right direction, and we're itching to get into proper badnik bashing gameplay. But turns out,
Oh yeah, you're gonna
Sonic's
need the
not
light
much of a swimmer.
ring.
All
Oops.
these years and countless water hazard levels this blue guy has encountered, and he still hasn't learned how to doggy paddle.
And I'm wondering how he hasn't learned to swim.
Sonic, there's a nice store in this town. It might help you find a way to cross the sea.
Oh.
So
Okay.
we backtrack and hunt for the town store, which has an enthusiastic old man loitering out
Hey.
front.
His name is Alberto Robert. He's a shoemaker, and he's dead set on creating the world's ultimate footwear.
And lucky us, he wants Sonic to test them out. Let's give it a shot.
Another load screen.
This mirror does the frame rate seem a little low.
Sure is taking a while. Figured we got
Sorry.
most of the loading
Sore
out of
throat.
the way when we entered Soliana. What gives?
Come on, come on. It's taking forever.
Oh, there we go.
Finally. Looks like we need to mosey through some rings. Let's see what Alberto's fancy Crocs can do.
Another load screen.
It was 3 seconds with Alberto telling us to go through rings.
Yeah.
He literally
That
could
is-
have
if
said
you
that
didn't
when we
even
first
bother
accepted this
looking at the
freaking
screen.
mission.
You could just been like, boop, there we
Go
go.
through
all the rings in time.
Oh, thanks, game. Not like you just loaded.
Yeah,
the
you just
scene
literally
telling
said
us
that. This is...
Is
Gonna be a
this
while.
a movement tutorial? What is the game even teaching us here?
It's just running through staggered rows of hoops.
How did
Yep.
this teach us anything we didn't already know by walking around already?
And
Another
that!
load screen? Why? What is so demanding about a few orange rings? Why are we
me.
confronted with non-interactive holdups to gameplay multiple times?
Guess the game needed a moment to properly render Alberto's enthusiasm, which is through the roof. Look at this guy. He's so excited, he's practically making eye contact with Sonic.
Yeah.
Anyway, mission accomplished. We're graded on our performance, handed hundreds of golden rings, and then...
Back to loading screen.
again!
Okay, let's see here. Roughly 18 seconds of loading after accepting the mission, another 14 after getting a totally necessary message from Alberto, 14 more after literally and figuratively jumping through hoops, and another 20 to wrap the whole thing. What's that give us?
Well over a minute in 4 separate load screens for about 30 seconds of gameplay.
Congratulations, game. You've
One
done
on the
everything
loading.
possible to bog down a character described as...
Best thing alive! Hey, I had to do
Test
it.
complete, Alberto gives Sonic his special shoes free of charge. Shoes that, by the way, look
Not even-
exactly like the
Yeah.
shoes Sonic has already been wearing this whole time. So not a dang thing has changed at all. But what's
Nope.
the point of any of that?
We chat with the owner of the store next to Alberto. He's got one thing for
the
sale,
light chip.
a light chip, which we can now afford thanks to all the rings we earned
Out of
doing the
home.
hoopy hoops. So maybe Alberto's kicks allow us to add powers to our shoes? Maybe that's new?
Probably.
Do we get a tutorial on how to use this new ability?
No.
Instead of teaching us an ability we don't actually know how to use, we were instead taught the mystical, not very lost art of
Go
jumping
through
through
the
ringalos.
Literally.
This game is starting real rough.
Well, now we have the light chip that
Yes,
binds
and
with
gone through
Sonic
it.
sneakers to allow us to use the light dash ability. That lets you
don't have
travel
a-
through a trail of rings.
And we know just where to find one of those.
Right next to the beach. Hey, buddy, do you know how to use this here new ability?
Well.
No.
Oh, not like that. Oh, oh, oh,
Neat.
oh. No. Not that.
Oops, silly us. Looks like we missed this floating question mark icon. Says we can
Okay.
activate the light dash with the square button. Let's just...
Fair enough.
Okay.
Oh, there we go.
Got it? No!
Whey! Oh, boy.
Come on, we can get this. Ha! There!
And... Tails died.
Some tails.
I think he drowned.
Yep.
This is the mirror of Soliana.
Oh, look!
Wait, who's the
Tails
voice
isn't dead
actor?
anymore. Awesome.
Now that the duo made it across those evil waters, it's looking like we can use these gigantic mirrors to head to destinations outside the hub world.
Why are they calling it a mirror? That's not a mirror. If it were,
That's a
it'd be
portal.
reflecting exactly what's in front of it. Mirrors reflect. It's the one thing they do. It's obviously a portal.
Also, where's Tails gone?
If we can't trust the game text to properly describe things, we could be in more trouble than we realize.
Yep.
This level's
That's
called
base
Wave
enough.
Ocean. Sonic can finally follow the egg carrier here. Remember that whole thing we were originally supposed to be doing?
Oh,
Yep,
wait,
chase
hold
after
up.
egg, man.
We got to load for half a minute.
Loading.
When are we gonna see some high-speed action? I'm freaking falling
Oh,
asleep here.
there.
I've got to hurry and save Elise.
Oh, there we go.
Hey, loading's done. At long last, we got ourselves a real deal level. Although this is mostly playing itself. But see?
Yep,
He's
there we
got
go.
rebounding,
Now you're
well-shredded
getting there.
Sonic gameplay we've come to expect.
Oh.
And then we snap back to reality. This is what the game wants to be.
Woohoo!
And this is what the
Reality.
game really is.
At least we're able to take on some of the game's first real enemies. You can perform a homing attack with a bit of slowdown and some wonky physics. But hey, that
Yeah,
guy's
this
dusted.
game is
By
a
the way,
lot
if
of
you're
wonky
unfamiliar
physics.
with the series, the gold rings you're seeing us scrap aren't just a currency to buy shoe enhancements.
True. Get
Traditionally,
100?
they're part of Sonic's health system.
Yep.
If an
see?
enemy's attack hits,
Blech.
rings explode from your character, leaving your reserves empty.
You can try to recollect some, but they vanish quickly. This was a neat effect and design for its time, giving players that acted fast a quick way to retain some of their scattered rings. As long as you had at least one single ring, Sonic
Yep,
could
I
always
have a
get
ring.
back up.
I don't
You hit
care.
with 0 rings, though, you're a goner.
Ugh.
Looking at our surroundings, I gotta say, it's pretty cool to be traversing this big, vibrant space. It really feels like a tip of the hat to Sonic's history of bright, tropical starting stages. Beginning acts, especially in the series' infancy, mostly had very chill, sunny, summery vibes.
They also served as a kind of smooth, explorable playground, a way to get used to the speed, weight, and combat of the series. Sure, there were enemies, obstacles, and literal pitfalls, but the difficulty was dialed low, so players felt like they could explore.
That in mind, coming back to 06,
Oh!
I don't know, man. It's hard to shake the feeling that things aren't quite working the way they should be around here.
Yeah, I'm feeling it too. We're taking a pretty
Yeah, I can imagine
straightforward
that.
approach to getting through this first level, and still, we're coming across a lot of issues hampering our progression.
just
Things
skate.
that feel
Maybe just
detached
skate
from
works.
actual skill.
Controlling Sonic while he skims the water at top speed feels like it shouldn't be anywhere near this frustrating. It's shockingly terrible. Not a great way to ease players
Yeah,
into the
no.
fun of a game.
Bye.
Taking a breather to poke around the level more,
I like
we start
dolphin.
noticing strange quirks we gotta talk about. Like these energetic dolphins
Whee!
who appear to be diving in just a few inches of water.
The intensity of the bottlenose.
Oh, hey, I remember this guy. Get him on.
The creature
Narrator.
shuttles in pieces the clear boundaries of man-made Mother Nature. It finds brief solace
Yeah.
in the cold ambiguity of the
they'll
unknown,
bring-
only to be birthed
You guys
once
think they'll
more
bring up
in
Project
the land
06?
Of the absurd. Their perpetual double-sided continuance recalls the yanking duality of another fascinating beast, the werehog, which was my nickname in college.
Wait, what?
Okay, here, Sonic has
You guys, sorry, okay. You guys know that in the, well, at least in the Sonic fandom, there actually is a remake of Sonic 06 in a way. Project 06. I think they were trying to, like, you know, make sure the game were, like, playable. I don't know how it's going nowadays. I might do a search later on, but let me know if you actually want me to check it out. Anyway,
some issues hitting a launch pad properly. No worries. That won't stop
Oh,
the
yeah.
blue blur from
Just
navigating the loop
more
and
defying
totally
gravity.
breaking gravity? Oh boy.
Why is this happening?
As we progress through this action-centric course, a glaring lack of polish becomes more and more apparent. We hit a sequence with a disgruntled orca.
Yep, there it is.
That's a big one.
This
There's
is a
the
not
orca.
too subtle callback to a thrilling moment in an older 3D Sonic game.
But where that orca sequence keeps Sonic's character model in frame, this one
I'm
doesn't.
going to die!
The camera struggles to stay connected with the action. It's genuinely disorienting, and it's capped off with a
Sometimes
quick
you just
time
gotta wonder-
jump prompt that first-time players are likely
Yeah.
gonna fail.
Up. Yeah.
When you do keep Sonic from plummeting into the sea and flipping out of reality, Sonic will successfully
Oops.
leap plank to plank with a few quick button
pretty
presses,
much jinxed
finally
it.
clinging
There
to
we
the orca's
go.
dorsal fin for dear life.
Tails, go ahead and push the gate switch so he doesn't get out.
Okay, Sonic, I'll be right back.
Cool. We get to play as Tails now. Our little fox pal has the power to fly for short periods of time and also attack enemies by
Bombs.
lobbing ring bombs.
Rings
Yeah.
that you seemingly can't pick up?
They put rings in a Sonic game that you cannot collect? In a Sonic game?
To be fair, I don't think they wanted it to be that broken.
So
but
let's say Tails attacks with a ring bomb, but also takes damage from an enemy.
Tails loses his rings while also surrounded by fake rings?
You can't tell which are your rings to collect and which are the stupid rings you exploded all over the place.
This is dumb.
Yeah,
Why would
fair.
they make this attack
Oh.
a thing at all? Fake rings are a ridiculous thing to put in a Sonic game.
Don't forget about the rings we dashed through to get to Wave Ocean.
Oh, bye.
Wait, what was wrong with those? They were real rings, right?
Nope, we got audio and visual cues that we were, in fact, collecting rings. But they didn't register in any kind of ring count, anywhere.
Am I getting
What the-
rings? Am I not? It's a mystery. What is this lunacy? Nobody should have
You got
to
me.
question this stuff.
Maybe other Sonic games also had ring bombs. Maybe they also had fake rings.
I think Tails had a
don't
solo game at
care.
one
All
point,
that
but
jank
you
combined
got me.
together here, this is not fun.
As you can see, they make a space feel incredibly
There it is,
busy
dummy-
very
dummy
quickly.
rings.
But back to the task at hand. Our
Yeah.
boy Sonic is apparently
Whee!
still riding an orca like a bucking bull.
Tails, help! I'm gonna die!
And if you don't help him in time,
You get a painstakingly slow cutscene of the orca taking Sonic out to sea, flipping through just about everything.
Bye, Sonic! Nice knowing you, buddy!
learned how to
Free
swim.
Willy!
Tragic.
Sorry.
If you do manage to close the gate in time and keep Sonic from clipping through the physical world, it's on to the next part of Wave Ocean.
Darn, we're not gonna make it. Let's speed up.
Our favorite hero does what he does best. He runs
Goes fast.
forward.
And apparently dies Sun
The
Impact.
manual calls these super speed
Speed
stages.
What?
In so many ways.
And
We weren't
princess
ready for
stages.
super speed stages.
Whoop! Bye!
We weren't ready for positional controls that feel this rigid.
We weren't ready to
I
ping
mean,
pong
there
off level
were like
assets
super
without
speeds
losing
in
momentum.
later games,
We
but
weren't ready for
sheesh.
Sonic to hover away from objects he should be touching.
We weren't ready for the camera to randomly shrug and give up on us.
I think it's
We
more of the
weren't
ghost
ready
of
to
the money
fly
wasted
off
on this
the same
game.
section
You
of
know,
loop over and over and
Whoa,
over again.
no!
And believe us when we tell you, we really weren't ready to lose our last life here, forcing us
Yep.
to restart
Restart
the
the
game.
game.
Oh, you heard right. The
Yeah,
automatic
no
save prompt
autosaves.
in Wave
Good
Ocean
luck.
as elusive as the Chaos Emeralds. After dying and being queued to reload, check out our completion rate.
Nothing.
0%.
Glass half full, we can watch the opening cinematic one more time. Glass half empty, everything after
Exactly.
that cinematic.
What's Eggman up to? I need to gather some information.
So, once again, we find Tails, we test shoes, we ride rings, we grab Finn, we fling fakes, and we rescue a hedgehog from janky open waters.
This time, things go much more smoothly. We credit this to a way of thinking that we adopted over time, a framework we were forced into. We call
That
it
being?
06 Brain.
We defined 06 Brain as a playstyle that naturally shifts to compensate for
For
dreadful
dreadful
gameplay.
gaming.
Think of it like how a hand naturally recoils when placed on an open flame.
See, because we keep getting frustrated by
Yeah.
bad mechanics, clipping, jank, and troublesome controls, we instinctively play to mitigate experiencing these things. Wouldn't you?
We go out of our way for the path of least resistance. We don't explore.
Okay.
We try not to make contact with world assets or enemies. We quit trying to move Sonic around unless it's entirely necessary. You get it? The
Fair.
pain of Sonic 2006 teaches us to do less.
With our brains calloused by this section's irritating jank, we properly position ourselves for the loop of death, try not to manipulate controls, and
Hey, they got it.
finally wrap the level.
Safe!
At last, with the act cleared, we're given a prompt to save our game.
And we've never overwritten data faster. Feels like
Yeah,
we
like
can
I said,
finally
you gotta
take our foot
save,
off the
otherwise,
Sonic 06
goodbye.
gas pedal for a second.
Since the history of Sonic is so closely tied to the history of Sega, we should talk about Sega's background with video game consoles.
Yeah, because believe it or not, that directly ties into how the series went from Sonic the Hedgehog to Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh, shit.
We mentioned how
And?
important the franchise became following the series' very first release, how it effectively shook up the games industry of the early 90s, allowing Sega to become a
True.
proper console competitor in a Nintendo-saturated market.
And like we said, plenty of other titles
a lot of
featuring the
games and
spiky
a lot of
blue one
franchise
followed up on the
material.
early success of that first Sonic game. Sequels and offshoots that kept the
Yeah,
blue blur
see there?
competitive for gamers' attention in the 16-bit
Thank you.
era.
They even made Sonic a pinball.
Oh, yep, there it is. Pinball.
He was the freaking ball! A hedge ball of Pin Sonic!
Whoa.
But with time came new hardware and eventually other competing platforms. By the mid-90s,
Yep,
there was a
the
clear
3D.
graphical shift in the gaming medium. The Sony PlayStation and Nintendo 64 were built to embrace a push to 3D polygonal graphics.
Whoa! It's Link Zelda fighting Pepsi Man in brown.
It's the future!
Sega threw their hat in that generation's ring with their
Oh, yeah, the
32-bit
Sega Saturn.
2D-based Saturn. As an answer to the shift to 3D graphics, Sega was able to house some compelling thrilling 3D experiences on their Saturn system.
Like Nights into Dreams.
Where a
I
semi-freaky
remember that
looking
one.
clown jester guy, Freddy Krueger's his way into children's dreams and presents them with gameplay that is both fantastic and bewildering.
But this is where we have to bring up Sega's big crucial error that we believe would haunt them for years to follow. There was no mainline, fully featured Sonic game on the Saturn.
The kids wanted
What
more
happened?
Sonic, not Mr. Dream Clown Man, or Mr. Dream Clown Man Does Christmas.
But the kids, they were gonna go a little hungry.
They did dabble in projects that melded the blue icon with polygons, but nothing that quite delivered something that felt like a real 3D entry in the main Sonic series.
And no, folks,
Yeah, true.
Sonic 3D
3D
Blast
don't
doesn't
count.
count.
That's about as 3D as Marble Madness.
Yeah, I mean,
Sonic
look like
Jam,
Marvel.
which was a collection of some of the previous Sonic games that appeared on Sega's previous console, well,
Don't count.
it included a very tiny 3D interactive world where you could walk around as Sonic.
But it was only a taste, a mere morsel, a brief hint of what a potential full game could be like. This was not enough.
And on top of that, the Saturn was a financial failure for Sega.
Would a proper Sonic game have propped up sales and brought them more success?
It's
Maybe?
possible, although
But-
lack of enough Sonic games
Yeah.
wasn't the Saturn's only problem. But it couldn't have hurt.
This generation was slow for Sega. Many gamers went off to greener pastures with shinier, bigger attractions.
And all of a sudden, Sega's formal rivalry with Nintendo became trivial with a surprise appearance from a new challenger, Captain Sony and their fantastic plastic PlayStation machine.
Trying to rebuild the losses of the Saturn, in 1999, Sega released their follow-up
Dreamcast.
hardware, the Dreamcast. And no one cared.
I was a Dreamcast kid, in all the way since day one, 99.99. Over its 2-year lifespan, the Dreamcast sold a slim 9 million units. Let me tell you, friends, ain't nobody wants to sit beside the kid on the bus who
Seaman.
keeps talking about how he likes to play with Seaman at home.
You may not think I'm attractive, but your wife will.
This generation marked the
Yeah, honestly, whew, I think with the Saturn, last gen, when everyone was going 3D, it was pretty much Sega trying to keep up with the competition. And you gotta feel bad for Sonic. Sega just couldn't keep competing. I think that's really the problem. Sorry, just realized I forgot to put the, that in there. Just like, give me a second while we get rid of that. There we go. But yeah, like I said, Sega just could not keep up, and Sonic eventually had to leave the company to expand.
triumphant
so-
return of the Great Blue One. And not one, but two
Two games.
mainline games.
But sadly, it wasn't enough to draw back gamers who had
Yeah.
moved on, or even enough of a draw to entice newer gamers who had missed Sonic's earlier 16-bit adventures.
The Dreamcast was released in
Again, just
1999,
way too late.
canceled in 2001, and was the last console they would ever make. Sega announced they were pivoting away from physical hardware and focusing on being a games developer and publisher.
PS2, the Game Boy
That
Advance,
is the
and
Sega that
Xbox.
created the title we're struggling through today.
Speaking of that, maybe it's about time we get into
Damn.
more gameplay. Where were we?
We chased Eggman along the beach.
Oh, yeah,
but
after
Eggman
Elise.
got away, taking Princess Elise along with him.
It looks like the princess was moved to another location.
Tails! He's considered the brains of the operation.
Looks like the princess was moved to another location.
Sonic, that's saying something, man.
Let's head back to the city.
Sonic?
Back in Soliana, we do some side questing,
Whee!
unlock a new special sliding move
Grab.
from the store, and mosey around town. It appears as some of those gated invisible wall locations
Ooh, here
are
we go.
open now.
As we prod the community of avid
Yes,
mouth
it pulls
movers,
off
we start
Tarzana.
hearing a lot of chatter about bad things happening in some kind of desert. It's not long before, bam!
There
we
it is.
Find a mirror.
Portal.
It's, yes, it's
Let's
a
just go
portal.
with Gate.
Only
Okay,
problem,
the Gate of
it's
Soliana.
being blocked by guards that say we need permission to enter from someone named Lord,
Lord
Regis.
Regis.
Is anyone that looks like a lord around here?
Oh, him. That works. Stop it. That works.
Turns out Regis' daughter is stuck on the roof of a building somewhere. No problem. Sonic's on the case.
Boing.
Tails?
Not so much.
Make it.
And that is that. With Regis' daughter safe,
And
he's in
the
our
load
deck.
screen.
Pretty good to get into that desert location now.
Hold on. Sonic's got to do something first.
Ooh, kickball. Really?
Okay. All good.
That's me.
We get another cutscene.
Ooh.
Hi,
Within
Elise.
game assets.
Ooh.
You're a good girl, Elise. Remember, be brave. Don't cry, no matter what happens.
What the? Oh. Heyo.
Mr. Sonic!
Hey,
Hello.
what do you think all that "don't cry" stuff was about just now?
Oh, the
Eh,
things
we'll
that
get there.
ethereal voice said to Elise?
Don't cry, no matter what happens.
Probably nothing.
I'm so
see, we'll
glad
see.
that you came.
I always keep my word.
Sonic!
Oh, we got trouble. Some Zoids-looking dogbot has us cornered. And guess who
Yes,
else
sir.
is here?
The princess is mine until I unlock the secret of the flames of disaster.
Oh, at least it's
Right,
like her
right.
leggings?
The secret of the
Okay.
flames of disaster. The secret you seem like you still don't know, but you're sure Elise has, which the Chaos Emeralds unlock, allow you to access the flames of disaster. We gotcha.
Yeah, thanks.
Seems about time for that game's first intense boss encounter.
Oh.
Time for another wait.
Wow. These load times really deflate any semblance of tension, don't they?
Yep.
I like the sassy hedgehog.
They're all sassy hedgehogs.
This
Oh.
is your pet, huh? Okay, Eggman, I'll play with him.
The Egg Cerberus boss battle is fine,
guess he
I
can't
guess.
use the
It
music?
telegraphs some things well, like the bright strip
That's
on
the
its
only
back
way I
that
can-
allows Sonic access to Cerberus's head.
Sonic! Make him run into something!
When Sonic
Okay.
lands on its noggin, you jankily ride the doggo on a collision course.
One of the statue.
I can finally see your face. Now it's my turn.
And that's basically it. We repeat the same back traversal crash course tactic a couple more times until we get one hushed puppy. It's actually kind of a breeze.
After completing the act, we're loaded into
Ew,
another
how long do you think
cutscene.
it's gonna be
How long
until
is this
we'll
gonna
crash?
go on?
Honestly, Sonic, I really wish we knew.
With a fresh wave of enemies barreling in, the team decides to
Stiff
split up.
animation.
I'll get their attention, and you take the princess!
Okay.
Okay.
Tails acts as a diversion while Sonic and Elise head off to fend for themselves.
In this area, we
Yep,
control
we gotta
Sonic as he
escape.
lugs around the princess like a royal sack of potatoes. You still have the ability to attack enemies and zip around, but now you also need to make use of the combined power of Sonic and the princess.
By pressing R1, a limited-use magical glow surrounds the two, allowing them to attack enemies and navigate the area's harsh open sands. Don't use the power?
Yep, bye.
Yeah, you scarf sand.
They could have at least made this look like
Yeah,
the
look,
characters were
quicksand,
pulled
yeah.
into quicksand or something instead of just
Guessing?
uneventfully clipping through a solid-looking beige floor.
Another thing
Eesh.
that doesn't look great here, combat. You can still lock onto baddies, jetting
I mean,
through the air to connect,
close,
but
but
with Elise's
I'm not even
body
sure
glued
all
to
the other
Sonic's,
one
the
would be
hedgehog
treated like
is
that.
resigned to barely raise his feet to apply the pain.
Boing.
Really deflates the look of
Boing.
a powerful impact
Boing.
here.
Wish we could say there are more huge twists in the way this space plays, but no.
Bye.
You get similar enemies, spectacle moments you don't control much, janky-looking quick-time jumps, and a slew of visual glitches.
Sonic and Elise are done with
There
the
we
desert.
go. We're out.
I'm so happy!
Oh, hey,
How
another
far
cutscene.
did Sonic carry her? They were just in an arid desert, and now they're
Yeah,
in a
there is
lush
just no
meadow?
flow to
I'm
this.
getting
Eesh.
whiplash from just trying to make sense of these cutscenes.
I have no
Sometimes you
words
just gotta
to
turn your
express
mind
how
off.
grateful I am for your help. You're hurt.
You're welcome. Where?
It's nothing.
He doesn't look
Don't
hurt.
say that.
What? Oh,
I'm sorry. It's all my fault.
What'd she bandage up? There was nothing
yeah,
on the
yeah. I
ground.
didn't even see
It's
anything.
nothing.
Yeah, literally
And where
nothing.
did she even get that bandage in the first place?
If they were going for more realism with this game, maybe characters magicking items from nothing to help mend nothing,
Nothing. Yeah, literally.
wasn't the direction to take.
Oh, and
Yeah, it does
speaking
look
of the
like Windows
realism,
7.
it's already been said, but it
Thanks,
begs
Nick.
to be repeated. Look at these characters. Go out on a limb. Say they're from different dimensions. Fine. Even then, the contrast in these designs is ludicrous. For a game that seems like it wants their companionship taken seriously, this looks
boy.
amazingly dumb.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
you can definitely see why this was one of the major, like, awful
Smile.
points of this game, you know?
Such sage words.
Advice.
Sonic basically asks Elise if she knows
Sheesh.
what the heck is going on, and she explains that the flames of disaster
I mean,
are the
fair,
wrath of their
but
sun god
then again,
Solaris, and that 10 years ago, the flames almost destroyed Soliana. But whatever happened, it took her father's life.
I lost my father then.
Yeah, I mean,
So, how does our hero react to Elise's somber memories and the planet's inevitable doom?
Sonic! Sonic! Wait! I
the
can't
run.
run that fast.
Don't worry. Just raise your head and run.
That's the spirit, Sonic. Let's all run away from our problems.
Nothing
seems
starts
like him.
until you take action. If you have time to worry, then run.
Okay, I think there's
Odd?
almost
Phrasing?
a constructive message in there somewhere.
It's nothing.
Yeah, literally.
With all
nothing.
that to mull over, guess we're heading back to Soliana.
Back to Soliana. Oh, hold up.
I've been looking for you. You're the Iblis trigger. Your actions will
Hi,
condemn
Silver.
us all.
Oh, it's the spiky dude from the opening cinematic.
Yep.
The Iblis trigger.
Mm-hmm.
My name is
Just with
Silver. For the future of the world, I will destroy you.
Okay, still don't
Again,
know what the
I'm
heck
surprised they
an
haven't brought up the whole
Iblis
fact.
trigger
Hey.
is, but it looks like it's time to throw down with Silver.
That is after the game loads in 2 separate batches.
I
Wait,
mean,
really?
of course.
2?
Why stop the load fest now?
It's no use.
Oh, here we go.
Let's
It's
get down to brass tacks
Yeah.
here.
It's no
Silver boss
use.
Fight, not a good time.
Take this. It's no use.
Nope. We quickly learn that if Sonic is anywhere near him, he'll be psychokinetically locked in
Yoinks.
place with a green glow and squeezed of precious rings. Time to quickly snap up your rings and...
It's no use.
Yeah.
What the heck? We barely had time to do anything.
Take
Oh
this.
yeah.
It's
Silver-
no use.
Silver follows
Come
you.
on.
Take this. It's no use.
Uh-oh.
Silver Fight's dirty.
This will end it. That hurt.
Once he knows where you are, he won't leave Sonic alone until he's dead. With no fair fight grace period built in, so the player
Yeah.
can maybe pick up one measly
It's
ring and
no
get their
use!
bearings before he attacks again.
Even if we did have time to run away before Silver attacks, where do we go? The camera is so
Yeah, we can't
garbage
even
that most
see
of the
him.
time you will never see Silver. And if you stop to look around,
It's no
There he
use.
is.
You never know where he's going to be, so you just have to run like mad and try to stay away from him.
It's no use.
Too
It
bad.
doesn't always work.
Take this.
every time
It's no use.
that
Jeez.
cruel line taunts us.
It's no use.
Hit your head against this long enough, and those 3 words start echoing into every hushed moment of your life.
It's
But that's
Oh,
not the
God.
only line Silver says. And herein lies the key to Sonic's victory. You see, Silver will also psychically pick up tables and chairs and huck them at Sonic. When he picks up these objects, we eventually noticed he says this.
How about this?
We clued in that maybe this is when you go in to clobber Silver.
Well, you gotta
Again,
hit.
You rarely see him and only hear him. So no matter where you are, you homing attack.
How about this? Take this.
Oh, that
Learning
works.
this did not make the fight any easier, however.
It's no use.
Oh,
When Silver
Juggled.
Infinite Loop attacks Sonic, Silver doesn't do his
How about this?
line.
What?
Know what that means?
It's no use.
You're
It
caught.
means the player literally has no chance to fight back. They designed a cheap and dirty boss fight where the enemy has all the power and can pummel you while giving the player no tools to get out of it.
No.
If it's
Dead.
not clear, we got fed up with this fight pretty quickly.
This will end it.
It became our all-consuming mission to beat Silver once and for all.
And we did it.
Not now.
We clocked him. No way Silver's getting up after that.
Hey,
You were saying?
Oh, hey, Silver got up.
Silver mocks Sonic as he writhes on the ground.
is this a joke?
And as Elise silently watches this,
Surprise! Princess Elise is snagged again by the Eggster.
Cool. 5 Ds. Hey!
All seems lost as Silver moves to land a killing blow on Sonic, but he's interrupted by Amy.
Hi, Amy.
A character first introduced with the release of Sonic CD
CD, yeah.
as a kind of one-way love interest.
Thanks, Amy.
Fangirl.
I appreciate it.
once more our boy Blue heads out to find Elise.
Back in the main Soliana hub, we learned that Eggman's been spotted in some place called
New
the
City.
New City. Guess that's where we need to head next.
After not knowing where to go, we find Pietro, the lieutenant.
Pietro.
We learn that the gate to New City is locked, and he implies that only the commander, whom he is not, can open it for us.
Does he tell us who the commander is so we can talk to them?
Let me guess, no.
He sends us on a ridiculous
There's 5 of them,
scavenger hunt
including
for
me
the
in this
real
town.
commander.
Hey.
So
Talk
we
to all
go
of
and
them. Oh,
track
boy.
down
Hey.
all the guards participating in this charade, and we solve the least satisfying mystery ever written.
Hey.
Pietro.
It's Pietro.
You guessed it. I'm the captain.
Were they actually kidding? This is mandatory, people. This wasn't an optional side mission.
Hey.
You need to complete this to get to the next part of the game. And it's Pietro telling
Hi.
you that he himself was the guy you were looking for.
On a sidetrack, and on.
Why did he do this? What was the function of this? What was the purpose?
Look, I know you want to rant about this absolute waste of time, which
Virgin.
you absolutely didn't just do. But if we don't get through New City, we'll never end the nightmare. So let's go.
The
Here
new
we go.
city is comprised of a few streets sparsely dotted with more interestingly animated NPCs.
While looking around, we stumble on a warehouse primed to be scrubbed of bad bots. Here, the enemies are the least of our problems, as intermittent slowdowns and erratic camera angles prove more troubling than anything else.
But we trash the bad guys. Then Sonic meets up with Tails and another
Hi,
old buddy
Knuckles.
from Sonic's past, Knuckles the Echidna.
First introduced in Sonic the Hedgehog 3, Knuckles was tricked into believing Sonic was evil, but they managed to kinda sort things out by the end of Sonic and Knuckles.
Bingo!
More of a
Let's
friendly
hear what
rivalry.
Knuckles has to say.
I saw Eggman on the outskirts of the city. He wanted me to give this to you.
Sonic the Hedgehog. If you want
Sonic
me to
Heroes
return
reference.
the princess, you must give me your Chaos Emerald.
Still nailing that lip sync.
You must give me your Chaos Emerald.
Eggman tells Sonic to bring the blue
Do you
Chaos
know-
Emerald to
wait.
his base
I
in
think so.
White Acropolis.
It's most definitely a trap. I don't think Eggman will honor his agreement.
Has he ever?
We got Knuckles on our team
Sonic!
now. Like one big
Like,
happily
it's a
phasing
trap.
family.
I'm going.
Yeah,
Dude.
these AI companions, not the sharpest tools in the shed.
Nope. Yeah. He just can't see the go up. Just like, hey Sonic, wait up!
We do our best to wrangle Sonic's crew, and then it's off to find Eggman's base in White Acropolis.
A base which is apparently at the bottom of a snow-covered mountain range. Know what that means?
Yeah! A
Snowboarding.
snowboarding segment.
And not just any snowboarding segment.
The worst snowboarding segment we've had the displeasure of playing.
Yeah. Oof.
We could take
Oh, yeah, you
the
can actually
time to
speed up
describe how
the Salt
controlling
Life
this
Arrows video.
hedgehog on a board feels like total hot garbage.
We could do a deep dive into how broken and completely nonsensical the physics are throughout the length of this entire section.
But by the time our board starts clipping through solid rock,
Yep.
and Sonic magically defies gravity and starts shimmying uphill, we figured we'd just let the gameplay speak for itself.
What makes this landslide
Pretty
of
much.
broken shredding all that much worse is that we've actually experienced more competent boarding in the series. In Sonic Adventure, literally
The first
Sega's
game.
first huge steps into 3D for the series, we had a snowboarding section with a better sense of speed, better
Yay.
feeling controls, and board physics that are at least passable.
No, we're not saying it's perfect, not by any means, but it's
But again,
way
Dreamcast
better
expected.
than this.
Lucky for us, there is an end to the madness, bringing us back to basics on foot. Now, I'm not sure why exactly,
careful
but
with that.
Hoppin' seems to be a bit worse in this part of the
Oof.
game. Nearby objects
there you
distractingly
go.
blink
Hoppin'.
into existence constantly.
But we keep marching through the tundra. We need
Plus
to
it's not
avoid
super speed,
searchlights and
'cause-
flick switches that
Yeesh.
disengage laser gates so that we can meet up with Tails again.
I'll go on from here.
Playing as our fox pal once more, we can't stress
Well,
enough how poorly
sounds like
designed
Pharaoh,
his
you can
ring
actually
bomb attack is.
Go past
We
these
talked about how
segments
it
sometimes,
peppers
you know?
unusable rings everywhere, blurring the line between collectible and non-collectible rings, but that's not the only problem.
Yep, the game also has the gall to play this sound when Tails' ring bomb explodes. Did you hear that?
Ow.
It's the exact same sound that's used when your character takes damage.
Why is this so bad? Think about it. You enter a heated combat scenario. You start hucking bombs. You hear your character take damage. You see a bunch of rings fly out around you. Are you damaged? Is the enemy damaged? Guess you'll have to check your ring count to find out.
I know we've
Yeah,
really
actually,
focused on the
Sparks
fact
use
that
that
this
here in
ring
this
bomb
game.
thing sucks.
Would be
but
able to
folks,
use the
you're
tail
looking
whips,
at
you know?
something that should not be
They've
in
been
this
able to
game.
break
In
steel
Sonic
before.
Adventure,
See?
Tails had physical attacks like his jump and tail swipe.
See?
Want something different? More
Yeah.
mechanical?
This.
Utilizing Tails' inventive nature? In Sonic Adventure 2, Tails got to utilize a freaking mech. I would take either option over this.
Tails and Sonic scamper.
Yeah, honestly, sometimes you just gotta wonder, what was the development team being like, okay, we're gonna switch it up and just do this? Like, really? Like, they got nothing else to try. Oh, yeah, that's actually... Wait, isn't that a team move? I mean, I'm not sure if you could do it solo, but... Sheesh. Oh yeah, true. Or, I mean, heck, could have given Tails a gun and work better. You know, repurpose one of the gun, or at least one of the Eggman robots to, you know, basically just. I kind of want to see him do that now. You know what I mean? Anyway.
Their way through White Acropolis and into Eggman's secret base. Oh, look, Knuckles is here too.
Hi, Knuckles.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Dr. Eggman confronts the crew. He has Elise.
Sonic!
He directs them to fork over the blue Chaos Emerald.
Do it, buddy. You're an idiot. And goodbye.
Huh? What?
Now, allow me to introduce you to my latest creation. This is the Solaris prototype.
Solaris prototype?
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of memes from this game, you know. Allow me to introduce my latest creation.
Sun god,
you know?
right? Did Eggman name his machine after their god? Is the
think
Solaris
so.
prophecy Elise spoke about somehow linked to this machine?
With this machine, you'll be able to control the flow of time itself.
No answers to any of those questions. Sonic and his friends
I'm
are
supposed to
zapped
learn
away
more
by
about,
the
like,
Solaris prototype.
you know, lore. Just
They've just been teleported by my glorious invention to another time. I can finally complete my plans, now that I have the Chaos Emeralds and you, the Princess of Soliana. That's all I need to revive the flames of disaster.
Know what I'm thinking while watching this?
Now that time travel's been thrown into this story, it's guaranteed to make so much more sense.
Yes, but no. Did they make Elise look like a bird on purpose?
What are you talking about? Why would they do that?
I have a theory. But first, just look at her. The feathers in her hair and on her dress mixed with the solid orange tights she's wearing. She looks like a chicken.
Why do you think they do this?
Because he's Eggman.
I am Dr. Eggman.
You get it? Egg?
Egg.
Chicken? Egg?
Jesus
Chicken?
Christ.
Egg?
Egg.
Chicken?
Where's this going?
That is so stupid.
I didn't write
even
it.
I
I only
agree.
noticed it.
Meanwhile, on the other end of Eggman's time machine...
Check it out.
Where are we?
You okay, Zux?
Oh, look who's here. I didn't expect
And here
to
goes
see
the
you
fan
guys.
service.
Rouge! Shadow!
Hi.
Hi, Rouge.
Long
How you
time no
doing?
see.
Hi, Shadow.
Hold on. Can we stop for a second?
Sure, what's
Go
up?
ahead.
I know who these characters are. Do you?
Yeah, totally. Rouge the Bat and Shadow the Hedgehog debuted in Sonic Adventure 2. They're anti-heroes that share a tumultuous past with Sonic and his buddies.
True. Team Dark.
Rouge! Shadow!
Okay, so here's my problem. We've been playing these games forever,
Hey, look,
and
Murder
we're
Sonic.
familiar with all the colorful critters we've crossed paths with so far in Sonic 06.
Right, Tails,
Please don't give me that
Amy,
idea.
Knuckles.
Here's the problem. Have you noticed we've gone out of our way to add context to these cameos? Describing
Yeah.
other games these characters popped up in? Their past relationships with Sonic?
Yeah, I figured that's best for folks that aren't familiar with the Sonic series who might be confused by a bunch of random creatures pushed into the story.
Exactly. But why do we need to do that? Shouldn't the game be doing that already?
In a series that had been going strong and consistently for 15 years? I don't think so. They could probably anticipate most players would know some of these characters, but the Sonic series hadn't been consistent since the Sega Genesis.
Exactly. We had the Saturn, which had no mainline Sonic game, and the console itself also happened to be a failure in North America, splintering the Sega fan base ahead of the Dreamcast.
More or less setting the Dreamcast up for disappointment. But do you know what the best-selling game on the console was? Sonic Adventure!
Yeah.
Oh, yeah! This is happening!
Finally, a proper Sonic release built from the ground up in polygonal 3D. It featured a great world to explore, multiple characters and movesets, wonderful music, and translated the speed of the classic 2D entries admirably into 3D locales.
It really went above and beyond previous attempts to get the Hedgehog out of the second dimension. It was a critical success, so much so that it spawned a sequel, Sonic Adventure 2 in 2001. Another very well-received entry for the Sega Dreamcast.
These two games proved to everyone that Sonic could still be relevant meant for modern gamers. A quick-styled, fast gameplay from the two-dimensional era was worked out and translated wonderfully in a fully explorable, three-dimensional world.
These experiences for their time were highlights for the Dreamcast. Personally, I still consider them must-have games for anyone looking to try out the Dreamcast to this very day.
Unfortunately, despite these titles being heralded for the system, they did not save Sega's struggling Dreamcast platform. In fact, the console was discontinued the very same year Sonic Adventure 2 was released.
Any remaining Sega and Sonic fans,
sucks.
like yours truly, were cast out to find a new gaming home, and we all scattered. A roaming dead fan base, heading for warmth and safety, seeking any previously adversarial platform that would have us.
And not only that, but because of the Saturn dry spell and then the reduced fan base of the Dreamcast, there was a whole generation of new gamers who hadn't bought into the Sonic fandom.
The first effort by Sega to spread the good blue word was releasing augmented ports of those there Sonic Adventure Dreamcast titles, starting with Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, followed by Sonic Adventure DX. You know, releasing them backwards, for the plot.
But these were only for the Nintendo game.
Huh. I always thought they did DX first. Like, shouldn't he do the first one? But, that's interesting. Honestly, I did not know that. Did you guys? Let me know, because frankly, this is new to me. So, they released the Sonic Adventure 2 first, then DX? Huh. Maybe they had more work to do with DX, and that's why? I don't know. It's still weird. It's just me. Sorry, I'm just like pointing it out, but yeah, I can definitely see what's going on here with the generation, like at least with the console jumps. You know, like from Dreamcast to GameCube, and now over to the third gen of, you know, PS3 and Xbox. Yeah, you're not gonna have a lot of people that were gonna be like, hey, I know these games, I'm gonna go get the console and play it. Yeah, you definitely see what's up, but hey, Cybra, how you doing? I was wondering when you were gonna show up. Yeah, you can definitely see lack of context, and oh boy, you're not gonna get any of this if you're going straight into 06. And if that's your first game, may God rest your soul, I guess. Anyway.
GameCube, PlayStation 2, and Xbox gamers never saw these releases. Despite now looking back favorably at the GameCube's library, that little box wasn't exactly the best-selling console in the world.
We don't even have to mention the Xbox
you ain't
because
wrong.
it didn't sell very well either. The PlayStation 2 alone is still one of the greatest selling consoles of all time. Sony's Little Wonder system sold around 120 million more systems than the GameCube. But our point
honestly,
is,
if they
only
did
gamers who
Sonic
got
there,
to experience the
how do you think it's
introduction
gonna,
of
it would've
Shadow and
looked?
Rouge
Kinda
with a
curious
few
now.
on the GameCube and the even fewer on the Dreamcast. That massive PlayStation 2 audience was left in the dark, unable to experience two of the best Sonic titles around.
Sega wised up and started releasing their games on all the platforms, including Shadow's own standalone game simply called Shadow the Hedgehog in 2005. But by this point, too little too late. It wasn't received well critically and sold fine numbers, I guess, but it was not a runaway success by any means.
We also saw the release of Sonic Mega Collection, which brought the original 16-bit Sonic titles to new and old gamers alike for all the 6th-gen consoles.
And this collection actually sold more than either the adventure games on GameCube or Shadow across all platforms.
There was a hodgepodge of fans who all had completely different experiences with the Sonic world, depending on what brand of console they owned. And this is the landscape Sonic team is in when they start planning this game.
They were tasked with choosing what direction they should take with Sonic's introduction to the 7th generation of consoles. They were given two major incarnations they could choose between. The Genesis era, which arguably sold the most games over its lifespan and recently had a renaissance on modern-gen systems, or the Sonic Adventure era, which was on two less popular systems and played by fewer gamers. I mean, I think the choice is pretty obvious, right?
Oh, I agree! But for an inexplicable reason, they chose to make a sequel with the backstory and characters that fewer gamers had access to and experienced. That's right, Sonic 06 is basically just Sonic Adventure 3.
And those who bought this who weren't familiar with...
You know, story-wise, you can definitely see it. You know, Shadow, Rouge, all that. And we'll eventually meet Omega, who we've seen in Sonic Heroes. Yeah, definitely would be, actually technically 4. Like, Sonic Adventure 3 would be, you know, I mean, sorry, it's just like, you know what I mean. Ugh. Sonic Adventure 3 will be Sonic Heroes since, you know, we did get a lot of characters. You know, Omega. I was going to say Billy Cat, but yeah, you get the idea. Right? Ugh. Honestly, I think if I was Sega, if I wanted to do that for Sonic 06, I would at least release the Sonic Adventure stuff so people can at least know what to expect going into the next game. I know it wouldn't be Sonic 06 at that point, but just saying, not the smartest idea, if you ask me. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, it is where they choose place here, but we're not there yet. We'll see her later, though.
With those specific titles, we're just thrown in.
Yeah, I think my first was Sonic Heroes as well.
Story safety lines of any kind. Oh, some might try to deny that this is Sonic Adventure 3, but the proof is
again
in the game.
4 for me, since you know
all of these
Sonic
random
Heroes.
characters.
What was needed was a re-release of Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 in a combined collection prior to the release of Sonic 2006.
Or even hey,
Getting
put
the
Sonic
audience
Heroes
on board for the new game.
It's still part of the
It
timeline.
would be perfectly fine to have all these characters showing up with
see,
no
right back there.
fanfare
Oh my
or
God.
context whatsoever.
The name of the game, Sonic the Hedgehog, makes it seem like it's a clean slate that any gamer can pick up and have fun with. But no, there was required reading, released years previously on completely different console ecosystems.
That clean slate you mentioned might have been a better way to go. They should have made this new game a series reboot. Things got weird after Dreamcast, so take a chance to bring everyone in on the same page again.
It's funny though, because people do call this game a reboot or even a soft reboot, probably bred by quotes like this one from Sonic 06's chief game designer, Shun Nakamura.
At the proposal level, it was Sonic the Hedgehog from the very beginning, because it was a title that would give users a sense of anticipation for the new Sonic that had been reborn, and a title that would allow the development staff to create better works while feeling the weight of the title.
But when you read other quotes about the game, it's clear they didn't mean reborn as starting from scratch. They meant fresh and new, not your grandpa's Sonic game. Like this interview with Shun Nakamura and Masahiro Kumono by
got some
Team
good
Xbox
ones.
at E3 2006.
The past few games have been like Sonic Heroes or Shadow the Hedgehog, which have gone off in fairly different directions when you compare them to the rest of the Sonic franchise. The core concept in this case was returning to his roots. What makes him so popular? What makes him special? And a large part of that answer is speed.
Yeah, going back to the series' roots is not the same as restarting the story and giving the characters a fresh start. It's too bad because that approach might have made a more accessible game. But instead, we got this.
Hi, long time no see.
Right, yeah, we were in the middle of a cutscene.
Rouge! Shadow!
We should get back to it.
The gang discovers that
You know, funny thing, like, the fact that this was supposed to be a reboot, well, it didn't work out well. I mean, we still get references to, like, the previous games of this timeline. I mean, we had Mephiles show up in Shadow Generations, and Black Doom got to come back. Like, if this was supposed to be a reboot, well, that failed. I mean, then again, you know this game, it failed hard, so I guess they thought, well, we already made this crap, so we're not gonna go back and reboot it. I mean, that's pretty much what they did. They just said, screw the reboot, we're keeping the lore. Though, it took generations to, like, okay, that's how we introduce everyone, and now they can go back to play the old games. Like, yeah, it really goes to show that, oof, not good. Wait, really? Huh. Look that up. Again, we haven't seen Omega yet. I think he's going to be in the Shadow story. Yeah, spoiler alerts, we got 3 stories. Technically 4, since there's the final story. Like I said, if you see me watch the, like, video on this game, you know, there's the Sonic video, but the Sonic part, then the Shadow, then Silver, and then finally, we got the final story. 1 down, 3 to go, or 2 more to go. Let's just keep going.
Eggman Solaris prototype has blasted everyone to a future timeline.
The future?
In order to get back to where and when they belong, you need a ton of energy.
Sonic knows immediately just what to do.
I see. You mean using your chaos control will Yes, but that alone is insufficient.
You know how we were just talking about how this game is a sequel most players weren't familiar with? Well, this is another huge hole that the devs really should have helped players out with just a little bit.
Because unless you played some of Sonic's back catalog,
well, mostly
like
the
Sonic
second
Adventure
game.
2, you would have no idea what the heck this
Chaos
whole
Control.
Chaos Control
thing is.
We'll explain it because the game won't.
Do it.
Control.
Chaos
Basically,
Control
time
is a power
stop.
that allows the manipulation of time and space with the use of Chaos Emeralds.
Farewell.
So we're gonna have to find more of the game's sparkly magic gems to
Chaos Control.
There's
our way
about
out of
7
here.
of them.
And to do that, we keep playing. The game throws us into the next action level, which starts with another awesome boarding section.
Oh wait, I
You don't
remember
make
this
a wrong
one.
turn, because if you
Watch
stop
this.
and lose Sonic's momentum, it's pretty hard to get it back.
Okay.
Why am I getting stuck?
Got me.
What am I getting stuck on?
Screw you, level geometry.
Come on.
Go, Sonic, go!
Stuck, you stupid little hedgehog. I just
Blame Sonic Team. I think
Why can't I beat the level?
Yeah,
it is
even
the very
when
model
it's
of a
not
modern game
mistake, this
calamity.
level bounces Sonic around
I
a
was
lot.
thinking of
It
that
never
song,
feels like you have control
like Josh
over where he
Scorcher.
ends up.
Bye.
This doesn't mean the game takes control and
I
guides
just kinda
our
wanna
blue
play it after
slimy
this,
friend where
'cause
he needs to
frankly,
go.
boy.
Oh no, the slightest wrong nudge on the thumbstick will
Yep.
send our flying
And off
hedgehog
you go.
straight to his death.
By the cheese on our chili dog, we make it through to the last leg of the level. Another super speed stage.
That tornado's carrying a car.
This is where things really fall apart.
The game throws entire
Yeah.
cars in
At least we
Sonic's
got the, like,
path
the
as he
fast
tries
change
to race
buttons.
down this
Jeez.
freeway. Because I guess raining cars from the sky somehow makes sense in the future. The problem with this is the cars are physics objects and do not fall the same way every time.
think that
It's
slowed at
random.
25%.
But you're probably asking yourself, why does this matter?
This makes it impossible to get a rhythm down as to how to dodge all the objects in Sonic's path because they vary on each run. When you're dealing with such finicky controls at fast speeds, you could really use some small modicum of predictability in the gameplay.
When you're constantly trying to anticipate jumps over random objects in a split second, you get an itchy trigger finger. This results in
Yeah,
bad
and overshoot your
spur-of-the-moment
shot.
dodging decisions like trying to jump over these crates instead of going around, causing Sonic to tumble like a toddler who forgot to tie his shoes and lose all his rings.
Now wait a minute.
Sorry,
How did
Sonic.
that just happen?
Oh, losing the rings? Makes sense if he's going at high speed and is unprepared to defend himself. Probably would take damage.
But that crate should take damage too. It didn't break at all. Sonic just clipped right through it. Maybe if you used a melee attack on them, you would have made it through unscathed?
Nope, these super speed stages don't
Yeah,
use
you
attack
can't
moves.
attack.
Can't do it.
They put these walls of boxes in Sonic's
Seriously?
way. Boxes that you can't strategically get rid of, so you'll probably end up clipping the edge of one and somersaulting like a buffoon.
Oh yeah, that is really stupid, because it's not like crates are the only detritus Sonic has to race around.
Yeah, the
We
cars.
went hurtling through hunks of rock, metal
Ah.
shipping containers, and huge metal pipes.
Why couldn't Sonic hit them and bounce backwards a little before continuing forward? It'd feel a lot more natural than watching him flop around like an inebriated force ghost every time something gets in his way.
Struggling through this super speed stage, we can't help but compare how the special stages in Sonic the Hedgehog 2 control. They also have Sonic running forward at super speed, avoiding obstacles, and collecting rings.
But unlike Sonic 06,
True.
these stages were exactly the same every time. So even if a bomb placement felt a little cheap, at least you could try to memorize it for the next run.
The way Sonic moves was also much better. In Sonic 2, your left and right input sent Sonic strafing side to side. Quick, nimble movements. Perfect for dodging obstacles.
Sonic 06, when you press
Not
left
so
and right
much.
to move Sonic, he turns. He doesn't strafe left or right. His whole body rotates in the direction of your thumbstick.
Why is this a problem here? Because the controls are so imprecise you will think you're going forward and jump for a ring box, but oh no, you actually weren't fully facing forward, so now you've jumped off the side and you're
Son
dead.
of a bitch!
You think we would have learned from that? No, this happened a few times.
Bye!
And just when you think we're getting the handle on the level, the
Come on,
game
come
switches
on.
the cruddy
Oh,
camera.
you son of a
eyes.
bitch!
The control scheme changes because of the camera swap, and you're left completely disoriented.
And I'm screwed.
There was no good reason to do this. And then to rub salt on the road burn, they switch the camera back. I mean, a tire literally hits us mid-camera turn. How were we supposed to avoid that?
Just as we're questioning the purpose of this entire endeavor, Sonic finally reaches the goal, and we can move on with what shred of sanity we have remaining.
Done.
Could it be true? If I eliminate that guy, will our world be saved?
The day of disaster.
And there's
This
Messless.
was when Iblis was freed and his flames were released into the world.
What?
And you have this person to blame.
Hi, Silver.
I see it!
It's Silver! And it looks as though he's getting fed misinformation from a very peculiar-looking, very mouthless knockoff Shadow.
It might just be me, but if someone spoke to me and didn't have a mouth, yet I could hear their voice in my head, I think they were a demon.
I probably think that too.
This guy, totally evil.
The day of disaster. This was when Iblis was freed and his flames were released into the world.
Disaster? Flames? Is that hedgehog talking about the
they
flames
rescued my
of
boy.
disaster?
The flames of disaster.
Everyone's been saying that Solaris is responsible for that.
where's the
Is this a
Lord?
separate catastrophe
Can we get
involving
something
flames?
here?
I don't know. This is the first time we're hearing Iblis mentioned without Trigger right after it.
So that blue hedgehog's the Iblis trigger?
Yeah, like that. But they never tried to tell us what that means.
Iblis can't be caused by Solaris and Sonic, right?
I mean, I think the mouthless Shadow here is lying. Sonic isn't actually the Iblis trigger, he's framing him.
For what?
I don't know.
Who's the purple cat?
So that blue hedgehog's the Iblis trigger?
Blue hedgehog.
I don't know. She must
purple
be
cat.
new,
Yep,
but
there you
it
go.
sounds like she might know Sonic. I don't think this scene is
Yeah,
giving us
Sonic
any
Rush.
answers, so we'll move along. They all zap away to the past, apparently on a mission to hunt down and snuff out Sonic, or the alleged Iblis trigger.
Wow.
This is terrible! According to the data, the princess died when she was kidnapped by Eggman. Apparently, Eggman's battleship exploded.
Wait, what?
The date of this incident was 2 days after the Festival of the Sun.
The gang has their next plot point. Get back to their timeline and save the princess from exploding. Time to getting some Chaos Emeralds.
They meet back up with Rouge the Bat
guys.
and Shadow.
Look.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
Yeah,
Looks like they found the green Chaos Emerald. Somewhere? No one elaborates.
Nice job.
Great! Can Shadow use its power to chaos control everyone back home?
Nope. Tails
Yeah,
says
we
he's
need one
traced
more.
another Chaos Emerald nearby. I guess they need more of them? Honestly, they give us no idea how
More
any of
emeralds
this
you have,
works.
better.
If you don't like it, you can stay here.
You've got to be kidding.
The next act takes place in
Oh,
a lava
look
world. Plenty of enemies to home in on and more
Is it that bad?
platforming here. Unfortunately,
Okay. You know what? Hold on. I'm gonna check this out. Like you said, pause on the face when he's looking at that monitor, huh? Sorry. Wait. Which one? Hang on. I think we'll just start here.
Terrible! According to the
You just tell me, let me know. And a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh stuff here.
The princess died when she was kidnapped by Eggman. Apparently, Eggman's battleship exploded. The date of this incident was 2 days after the Festival of the Sun.
the gang has their...
So, fair enough. Okay. Well, there's that. Sorry. So, back to that. I just wanted to see what you were talking about, Cybra, but... Yeesh. Yeah, the jank. Dan Green. Oh, okay. So, Dan's just been getting a lot of work. Anyway, back to it.
home in on and more platforming here. Unfortunately, it doesn't always
bye.
work.
Most of Sonic's traversal over this lava is by bouncing between enemies, and let's just say it's a flawed method of transportation.
We, seem to have problems running on walls here. A lot of problems.
Yep, momentum stop, and we're done. Help me! Help me! Help me! Get out there!
I lived!
I live!
Hey, Hey, and here we get to play as Knuckles!
Knuckles!
I'll take care of it.
But unfortunately, this does not mean we get any new fun mechanics to showcase his abilities.
Knuckles attacks with combo-based strikes, but these aren't great. They rarely feel like they connect properly.
For traversal, Knuckles has the ability to glide, and even climb.
They tried to work in the gliding by having Knuckles race around the level in the dark to activate these light orbs. They give some lava monsters for Sonic to homing attack between, and he probably could have done the same level. Probably.
And climbing was just barely implemented to traverse this level, but that didn't stop us from playing around with it.
Despite being in a volcano, Knuckles is climbing. Not looking so hot here.
Help me!
I'm coming, Knuckles!
Yeah, I'm very sure.
Got a bit of a situation.
Help! Where's the gravity?
And after all
Okay,
that,
we're done.
Rouge coasts in and finds exactly what everyone's been looking for.
I found a Chaos Emerald.
Don't touch it.
Oh, too late. Oh, wow, you're fast.
What's this?
I guess Bats doesn't know
And
a
there's
boss
Iblis.
fight when she
Hi.
sees one.
Iblis. The entity that was freed by Solaris and or possibly Sonic, and maybe is
Let's
the
go
reason the
with
future world is a bleak, fiery wasteland.
You have
Pretty
to light
much.
a bunch of purple
We'll
spheres
learn more
to
later.
lure this spiky lava worm to us. When he dives towards us, we bash him on the forehead.
Bonk.
Do it again.
2,
And again.
3,
What's wrong?
And before long,
4. Got it.
Iblis takes a dive.
Bye-bye.
With that, the group
We're
has
done.
2 Chaos Emeralds, which is apparently the exact number needed for Shadow's fancy Chaos Control time travel ability.
Chaos control.
Sonic and
Well,
Tails
more
get
like
a
just to
one-way
get back to
ticket
where
back to
normal
Soliana.
time is. Tails, work on your
we
landing.
made it back in one piece.
Where did Shadow and Rouge go? Did they appear someplace else?
Those two can take care of themselves.
Wow,
Oh,
buddy.
fair enough.
Not exactly worried about your missing friends, are ya?
Well, to be fair with how you were, but...
apparently
Really?
he'd rather touch garbage that's been lying around.
What's the date? Sonic?
Man, they are
Hello?
very invested in that paper.
Kinda wish we could read along with them.
Well,
Yeah,
then,
I can't even
wish
read it.
granted. Look, here's the game's newspaper textures.
Great! Let's see here. They didn't make the highest quality textures, but I think we can make out
I mean,
some
I
of
don't
this
think anyone's
text.
tried that.
I'm thinking the Haley Soriana's editor is hitting the sauce again. That is not
Yeah.
how you spell the name of Soliana.
Well,
Yeah,
well,
you've
I'm
got an
still
L.
very engaged with their article on It Doesn't Leave
Leave
About
any-
Restoration.
Doesn't leave about
Expecting it?
Where on earth does the princess? Terrible headline. She's royalty.
Jesus
she can
Christ.
does or doesn't, however she
Well, I
pleases.
just didn't think
well,
we'd be
we're
looking
back
at it.
in New City again. Something about
seriously.
this place. I don't know what it is. Feels special.
And check it out.
Take-
We can buy more
Bounce
gadgets for
bracelet.
Sonic.
Okay, bounce
the
jump.
bounce bracelet says it allows us to use the bound jump enhancement.
In the streets, NPCs mention rumors
Got a
of
train
Dr. Eggman
somewhere.
boarding a train and heading somewhere.
So we search the city, eventually finding this chimney-shaped platform we can use our new bound jump ability to crack open.
You can attack downward or jump high in the air.
And now we'll just drop on in.
Oh, no.
Hold on.
Thank you.
Yay. Wait,
Sheesh.
we made it through, but Sonic just appeared on the other end and phased through a solid metal grate without breaking it open? Okay, whatever. We
Yeah.
found the portal. Let's
Physics.
get going.
Man, what are the physics in
Says
this
here,
game?
follow Dr.
Eggman's
Eggman's
train.
train.
Sonic, shouldn't you save the train before chasing after me?
What did he say?
Sonic,
shouldn't you save the train?
before chasing after me?
Wait, how am I hearing him? Where is this
Where is
voice
he?
even coming from? Is this train over here not Eggman's train?
I've got to get ahead and help the train.
Seriously, what's
What?
going on?
Hold on. Can someone explain
Yeah,
what we're actually
are like
supposed
bombs
to be
in
doing
front of the train?
right
What's
now?
going on?
At this rate, the train will hit that bomb. You must make the bomb explode before the train hits it. Can you find a switch anywhere?
A switch? Wait, a bomb? What bomb? Nobody said anything about bombs.
Too bad.
Oh, good. The train exploded.
If there's one thing we'd love to see in video games, it's surprise goals that are introduced mere seconds before a fail state.
So, what we learned. Basically, we're prepped by NPCs in the game's freaking loading screen to immediately
not even a
start
timer?
chasing
You're
Eggman's
like,
train.
hey, bomb's gonna go up in this
which
amount of
is not
seconds.
what we need to do. At least, not yet.
It seems that first we need to save this train, which is just some random train. It is not Eggman's train, which we were prompted to chase. The way we save this train is by getting ahead of it and flicking switches to defuse bombs.
But between Sonic and these switches are tons of badniks, glitchy
Comms?
loops,
I don't know at this point.
and these cursed conveyor belts that seem to constantly lock up our jump inputs.
Oh.
And keep in mind, while you're scrambling to survive, the train is always moving. If you don't step fast enough, that locomotive goes kablam.
And Gabooby.
When we finally save the train, we find ourselves in another
super
speed section.
And off we go
catch
again.
Up to another speeding locomotive. I would say this is Eggman's train, but I don't know, because we never actually see him anywhere.
What we do see are train cars that blink in and out of existence.
Oh, and
this
it
is
blew up.
probably done to indicate that they are gonna blow up, but why not make them blink red instead of literally disappearing and reappearing repeatedly? It looks like a glitch.
I think it is.
When we're down the level, Sonic is carrying Elise again. And unfortunately,
when did we
it
save
still doesn't look right.
I knew it! I knew you'd return. You had to.
You again. This
Hey,
time,
hi, Silver.
there will
How
be
you
no
doing?
more interruptions. The Iblis trigger must die.
Sonic just can't shake this guy.
Yeah, this feels a lot like our last confrontation with Silver. But hey, Princess Elise isn't getting kidnapped again.
You were saying?
Elise!
God damn it!
Can we
This
just
is
play
like-
Sonic Spinball for the rest of the episode?
As long as you get to listen to that awesome options menu music.
She's
Time to
in
end
the
this.
face. Oh, hi,
In a
Shadow.
bizarre turn of events, Shadow the Hedgehog saves Sonic in the nick of time. Where did he come from? How did he get back through time? Shut up, questions.
Mephiles! Why are you getting in my way?
Silver confuses Shadow for someone named Mephiles, a name
That
we've never
sounds
heard
like
before.
Silver back then.
We can go out on
Jeez,
a
he's
limb
about
and assume
everything.
It's the no-mouth Shadow impersonator who sent Silver on his Sonic scavenger hunt. Remember? In the dystopian future full of lava monsters, where Shadow got left behind but somehow traveled through time and space to this exact moment between Sonic and Silver?
Hearing this out loud liquefies the
We're
brain.
not there yet. Remember, we're still in Sonic's
Why are you
story.
getting in my way?
I'm Shadow.
Shadow the Hedgehog. Go.
Sonic shows his appreciation and runs off.
Bye.
Leaving Shadow to presumably deal with Silver. Yeah, I wish I could run away too.
It's a
Don't we all?
shame, because Sonic the Hedgehog 2006 did not have to turn out this way.
You're right. This game was plagued with production difficulties from beginning to end that I'm sure affected the final product.
Let's jump all the way back to the mid-2000s. As the new generation of video game
Wii U
consoles
versus
was on the
360
horizon,
versus
Sega was
PlayStation 3.
eyeing another big milestone. The 15th anniversary of their most iconic mascot.
Finally!
Not you.
Not you, Professor Azabin.
Sonic!
Sorry, Aspen. I don't
It's
remember.
never Professor Azabin.
So plans
Sorry,
were put
Azabin.
in place for a title that
Never
would
been.
mark this important occasion, all the while
Harsh, but-
taking advantage of the incoming PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and Nintendo Wii.
It would be directed by Yojiro Ogawa and produced
Ogawa,
by
Yuji
Sonic
Naka.
co-creator Yuji Naka, who you may remember
Oh,
as
yeah,
the
the
lead
Inside
on Battle
Trains.
Wonderworld.
Oh, I remember. How could I forget?
Fox.
And we already heard from chief game designer Shun Nakamura, longtime
Yeah,
Sega creative and director of Sonic R.
Sonic R?
Does he just have that blanked out now?
Never heard of it.
Anyway, this new Sonic project
I
picked
swear,
up steam
that
at the
boy is
beginning of
just not
2005
remembering that
as a 15th
game at all.
anniversary celebration for the series. It would also be a different style of game, one that would lean into realism and offer
much.
players a physics system
And
to
not to
manipulate
mention, take out
objects.
Xeno
This was
Trunks.
courtesy of Yoshinari Amake, artist on
if you haven't
previous Sega
seen it-
releases like Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, who had been working with a team on a new property. It was also set in a realistic world using an impressive physics engine.
That project was shelved and Amake's team was brought over to the new Sonic Anniversary anniversary project. But he didn't leave this bold idea of the physics engine behind.
Not long into development, things started to shake up for Sonic. One of the biggest factors? The team at Sega got their hands on a Nintendo Wii development kit.
I can only imagine the looks on their faces when they got their hands on it.
Motion
controls!
Obviously, an inventive new way to control games.
I mean, there
What
are
probably
Sonic
was
games
a
for
bigger
that.
surprise,
That'd be Secret of the Rings
almost
and Black
identical
Knight, but we're
graphics
not
and
there yet.
processing performance to the GameCube. They must have been perplexed.
Probably. They saw no simple way to port their grand PS3 360 Sonic project over to the Wii's humble hardware. Despite that, they were on the hook to release something Sonic on Nintendo's new platform. So, what did this mean?
It meant Sonic Team now had to develop 2 games instead of 1.
Director Yojiro Ogawa left the Sonic 06 team to create 2007's
Oh, there it is.
exclusive
Secret
Sonic and the Secret Rings. And he took about half of the dev team with him.
Ooh!
Oh,
and in another
that's
harsh turn of events,
not good.
Yuji Naka, the producer and early Sonic game mastermind, abruptly parted ways with Sega.
No more Papa Sonic?
No.
Bye-bye, Papa
He strapped
Sonic.
his red running shoes and dashed out to go make Let's Tap.
Let's
Tap?
It's a game.
Let's tap, future tapping game.
Where you tap your
That's a
fingers near the
thing?
Wii controller, like you do on a table impatiently waiting for Sonic 06 to load.
Well, having 2 important leads pulled from the project, that was a big blow to the game's development. Shun Nakamura, the title's chief game designer, now became the game's director.
It was up to him to deliver
Oh, boy.
Sonic the Hedgehog complete
Naka.
and on time, with whatever Sonic Team staff was remaining.
You just have to play the game to know that this
Yeah.
team was not given the amount of time they needed to finish this project. I guess Sega wasn't interested in giving deadline extensions.
There's a lot.
I mean, to be fair, it's an anniversary game, but wouldn't you just make that with the, Secret Rings game? Like, you could just let that alone and be like, hey, look, here's our anniversary game. We'll just, we'll come back to it later, okay? Maybe next anniversary. You got 5 years. Go, go, go. Like, wouldn't it be that easier? I'm just saying, you got 5 years to do it. And again, Concord had 5 years and they couldn't get out of beta. Or alpha, sorry. Oh, I said beta. Oh, wait. Was this Nathan? Once planning to apply for a job at Nintendo, he left Sega, found the security guard at the parking lot imitating. Wow. So they lost out on a Sonic dev because of the security guard? Woof. You think that guards just be like, oops. These were born, not sure what that's a reference to, but lovely.
A lot of talk online saying basically that Sega refused to delay the game's release and forced the team to deliver for Christmas 2006. We couldn't find any official source for this information, but it's easy to believe, because what other reason would you have for releasing this?
If they had just given this game a little extra time, sure, it would have come out after Sonic's anniversary, but it actually might have been a
or at
better
least give it
product.
5 years.
With all that being
the
said,
20th anniversary
the
was
fate
about
of Sonic
5 years
06
away.
was sealed
That could work.
years before it was even conceived. Remember when we were talking about the Sega Saturn?
Yeah, and how its poor performance dried up most of the potential interest in its successor, the Dreamcast, ending Sega's console development business for good?
Yup, this turned Sega into a software company developing games for third-party consoles. What happens when Sonic's next big title comes around? They're having to design the game as well as learn how to navigate multiple platforms very quickly from scratch. I think this would have been a completely different story if they had been designing it for their own in-house next-gen console, the Dreamcast 2, or whatever the next system would have been called. Sonic Team would have been able to do so much more by making one version of the game for a console they had unfettered advanced access to.
But instead, they had to figure out how to best utilize the PS3 and the Xbox 360, 2 very different systems, and then, on top of that, make a whole separate game for Wii.
Tilting the Wii remote to the left and right will move you in that direction.
Yeah, if Sega had not left the hardware game, then this title might have had a fighting chance. So, Sega's big deal title, the Sonic game incorporating physics-based elements in a revamped realistic setting, the game conceived to revitalize an iconic franchise,
was a game with a huge ambition, not enough resources, and hurried to completion by a team that was literally and figuratively gutted.
Meaning what we've seen today likely isn't what the creators wanted for Sonic 06's finished release.
I say we honor the game that could have been by playing the game we got. Let's dive back into it.
I'm Shadow.
Yeah, honestly, you gotta feel bad for the team. Like, their team was basically just split in half, and they had, like, no way to recoup since they just lost 2 of them since they had left for other companies. You know? Like, again, I think it would have been like, okay, we'll just make Sonic in the Secret Ring. That will be the anniversary. And we'll just wait for the next one for that one. Like, if it had to be an anniversary, you could have just waited 5 more years. At least that's what I would have done. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. What would you guys do? Let me know. Let's keep going.
Shadow
Oh yeah,
the
true.
Hedgehog.
Oh yeah. Sonic's just...
It's like coming home.
Sonic finds and saves Bird Girl just in time.
Ken.
Sonic!
Then we've got a boss encounter with a giant hovering robot called Egg Genesis. That's Egg Mega Drive to you folks outside of North America.
This is terrible!
Egg Genesis may be the easiest boss fight yet. We mosey around until it leaves its bottom section unguarded, use our bound jump, give it some love taps, and then we stylishly clip through the machine's model.
Alright, you're going down!
With that boss battle out of the way, we get another compelling moment between Sonic and Princess Elise.
Sonic!
I'll head into the jungle!
Okay.
The chemistry between these two, it's something.
Not there.
Terrible!
Into our next act, Tropical Jungle.
Whee! Out! Whee! Out!
This section stirs up
I
regular
swear, this
action
game's just
platforming
characterized
levels with
with
the addition of
whee!
pink flowered
Ow.
vines. We're told our jump gets a boost if we leap when the pink flower glows.
I mean, that's what they tell us, but honestly, we really struggle with these.
Oh.
Sometimes we nail it.
Oh, like that.
Other times, Sonic and Elise get a little air and then pathetically plummet.
Bye.
Doesn't always mean the end for the duo, though. Here, we fell out into some water. Usually, this means immediate death, but not this time.
Well,
Hold
now
on.
it might.
Hold it. Sonic, listen to me.
Hold on.
All you have to do is make it to dry land and...
Bye.
Never mind.
You know what? The distinction between
just
land
can't
and water
see the-
isn't exactly easy in Tropical Jungle. They look almost identical.
This becomes a problem when the game places a boost pad 2 feet from the edge of
Oh,
the
there it is.
water, shooting Sonic into the green
Oh!
before you even have a chance to realize you
Jeez.
need to trigger your Princess Orb power. You can see our pathetic
That-
shield pop up under the water there. It was too
Ah.
late.
I'm still not sure how the foul princess has
Yeah, true.
any power whatsoever. Every cutscene we've seen her in, she gets kidnapped. Her only recourse,
Generations was
flailing
that bad,
around.
but-
You'd think she'd
I don't know.
activate the magic defense bubble anytime she was under threat.
Maybe it's an element
Maybe
of
it's a
her
Sonic thing?
adoration and affection for Sonic.
Yeah.
Sonic!
When
Same.
they touch, it's magic.
Don't say that about these two ever again.
You can't
Please
deny
don't.
their connection. Such emotion, such passion, such is Sonic even holding anything there?
After
Guess
finally
not.
nailing every jump in a gauntlet of vines, we get through the level. Our
Boy,
reward, another
finally.
one of those fancy pre-rendered cinematics.
Looks like we've lost them.
I'll settle things
No, it's
here.
just like
Once again,
you
the
just
visuals
went
are
in
really
Sonic
nice here,
Superstars,
with
which I
stunning
think was
flower
bad,
petals, reflections,
and then
greenery. Lots
I
of
don't
care
know,
put
it's
into
just
little
like-
details.
Right?
can definitely
Just
see
wish
it's
some
like-
of that care was put into the dialogue.
Sonic, have you visited many wonderful places before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Princess Elise admits that she enjoyed her time with Sonic. I mean, who wouldn't?
Yeah.
She talks about how she loves.
You know, honestly, I do remember what, like, okay, I was cruising through YouTube, and I think I was watching Kenji, like, a couple times. Or, I think it was Kenji, but, they were basically watching a video where it linked, like, Sonic to autism. I mean, I never really seen the full thing, but I might find it after this. You guys want me to go check that out after this? Let me know. I mean, I might add it in there, but let me know. Anyway.
Loves her country. Then, for a moment, we get a flashback of Elise and her late father.
Hey, Mother.
Don't cry, Elise. Become a strong queen
Hi, Papa.
who doesn't cry, no matter what happens.
Oh, so he was the disembodied voice we heard previously,
So,
You're a good girl, Elise. Remember, be brave. Don't cry. no matter what happens.
Boy, he sure doesn't like Elise crying, does he?
Ah, what a wonderful memory. A parental figure demanding you suppress your emotions.
But suppress she does. After realizing that she and Sonic will inevitably part ways at the end of this journey, she fights to hold back the tears.
Elise, smile.
Ha! Oh, Sonic.
Smile.
We hope you never change.
Princess Elise,
Oh boy.
ruler of Soliana.
Yeah, Toronto.
By refusing to negotiate with me, you have forced me to take drastic action.
Hi, Amy.
Surprise, surprise. Eggman is back, and he's threatening to flatten the city if his demands aren't met.
And look, there's
There she
Elise. Without Sonic anywhere to be seen, they were just doing the lovey-dovey eyes over at that fancy tree place last time we saw them.
Yeah.
I feel like a scene was missing that explained where Sonic ran off to and how she got here.
I cannot allow harm to come to my people.
Miss Elise!
It is my duty as Princess of Soliana to go.
Well, as long as Sonic isn't here, might as well get put right back in the shoes of Tails, everyone's favorite fake ring flinger.
Elise is on that battleship? Wait up! We're coming!
Wait,
Elise is apparently on Eggman's battleship now? Okay, that was quick. The Chunky Doctor is somewhere in Wave Ocean. We need to hunt him down.
Hey, I remember this place. Why make a new level when you've got a perfectly good one just lying around?
Perfectly good one. Don't you remember the,
Why is
That-
this happening?
Oh, right.
I'm your creator.
Why the heck are we here again?
Well, there have been modifications. Wave Ocean plays differently this time. It's something we appreciate, even if we basically ignore lots of it.
Hi.
Meanwhile, up on the super duper
there we go.
battleship, Elise and Eggman are having another heart-to-heart.
What are you trying to do, Dr. Eggman? Why do you wish to revive the flames of disaster?
Solaris's secrets are in his eternal flames. His power can change time and even manipulate the fabric of time itself.
Must
I
be
wish to
reality
obtain
there.
this power and dominate everything in this world.
You wish to rule over time?
Yes,
Like,
truly.
really? Captain Falcon?
And
Huh.
the secret
I'll be. The secret is
it
what?
remains dormant in you, princess.
Right. Okay, sorry. I feel like I need a diagram or something. Let's
Yeah,
take a
can we
second to
please-
go over what Eggman's told us so far.
I come here to obtain the secret of the flames of disaster from you.
Eggman
There's
wants
that.
to obtain the secret of the flames of disaster from Elise.
And to take the miracle gems that are the key to its secret.
Eggman knows that the Chaos Emeralds are the key to the secret of the flames of disaster.
Solaris's
Okay.
secrets are in his eternal flames.
Eggman knows
And now the
that
secret's
Solaris's
in the
secrets
flames?
are in his eternal flames. Are these both the same secret? Or are they separate
Maybe?
secrets? How does Eggman know there's a secret if it's a secret?
It remains dormant in you, princess.
But in order to get Solaris's
And the secrets
which
are dormant
his
in
eternal
her?
flames,
What?
he needs the secret of the flames of disaster, which is lying dormant in Elise.
The secret of the secret. The secret is secret. And the secret.
Boy, Eggman has secreted
Yeah,
the
no
word
kidding.
secrets a lot.
Yeah,
I
VA
don't
is not
even
that
know
bad,
what
it's
it
just-
means anymore. It
Oy.
was-
Whatever. Yada yada yada. Eggman can rule time. This
Yeah.
right here doesn't work. And I know it doesn't work because we've
man.
already seen this story play out.
Oh yeah, CD.
Remember Sonic CD?
Of course, Sonic's
Oh, yeah, Little
famous
Big
outing
Planet,
on
right?
the Sega CD. It had nice music. Depending on where you lived.
Well, that
Oh.
nice music game already featured a story where Eggman danced with time manipulation. And surprise, it failed fantastically.
You wish to rule over time?
From the past, all the way to the future.
Recycling past evil plans
Yep.
does not make for a good plot, especially when it involves time travel. That adds a
Yeah,
whole
that
bunch
rarely
of
ever works.
mismatched
I mean,
puzzle pieces
Zelda's
to
an
the pile
exception,
and leaves
but
the player
any other
desperately
time
trying
period,
to understand
usually
the
it's a
big
flip
picture.
up to see if it's
Time travel
works or
takes
not, you know?
precision and careful crafting
Sheesh.
to make it work in a narrative. It's not easy.
Yeah.
Do it wrong, you'll toss the player into multiple hours of story that can leave them
Oh, that
utterly
approach hurt.
baffled. Which is exactly what Sonic 2006 is doing right here.
One thing's clear. Eggman's nefarious Time Lord goal seems to be involving detaining old chicken feet over here and snatching all 7
Sorry to
Chaos
say it.
Emeralds. Speaking of which, there's one nearby.
What? Where?
Chaos Emerald located.
Let's go collect that Chaos Emerald.
Hey, look, we're
And
Sonic
back
again.
to Soliana now.
Where was he at this whole time?
the
When
hell?
Elise got kidnapped again.
I don't know.
Never mind, because here's Tails? Wait, didn't he just fly through Wave Ocean to catch up to Eggman's battle cruiser?
Elise is on that battleship?
Yeah.
Wait up! We're coming!
Did the game force us to play a totally unnecessary mission in a level we've already been to just to have a segue to Eggman's conversation with Elise?
Yeah, I think so. Probably, yeah.
Maybe he saw Eggman's ship fly towards some place called the Ancient Castle, but he doesn't even seem sure about
Probably.
that. I have no confidence that any of these characters actually understand what is happening right now.
To the Ancient
Castle away!
We find a bishop
Oh,
who
hi.
seems to know a thing or two about our situation. He tells us that we need to overcome
From
3 trials in
trials.
order to enter
Really?
the old castle. Wait, wasn't it the Ancient Castle?
Ancient, old, tomato.
Hey, make up
old
goddamn
tomato.
mind.
I just want to get
Whoosh.
through this. Let's take the Trials of Soliana.
First trial.
Hey.
The
Oh,
trial of knowledge.
knowledge. All right.
Wait, is it the test of intelligence? Why does this
Oh,
game keep
God.
misnaming its
I
own
can't tell if this
components?
is mistranslation.
Is this
Actually,
part of the
probably
test?
not, but we'll
In
see.
this challenge, we use a series of identical wormholes to get to an endpoint.
Oh,
A
not there.
frustrating mixture of luck and memorization. We get through,
Hey, there we go.
which
In 7
immediately
minutes.
invalidates the intelligence factor of the whole dang thing.
Second
Honestly,
trial.
could have been just a quiz.
The trial of courage.
Okay.
It's all about wiping out foes.
Okay.
Defeat all enemies with
With
O-rings.
O-rings.
I mean, they're robots, but we can probably spin them around and...
That's a 0. Defeat
Yeah,
all
that's 0,
enemies
that's
with
0.
0 rings.
Oh.
We gotta kill all the bots and
Without
not take any
getting
damage.
Sure, we die a couple of times completing this one,
Oops.
but with Sonic's homing attack and
Whoops.
many hours of game jank experience, this trial is pretty simple to accomplish.
True. You just know how to play it. There you go.
On to the final test.
One more to go.
The
Trial of love?
This may be the most difficult trial for you.
Accurate. But
Yeah.
that still stings.
In the trial of love, Sonic has to make an incredibly important choice. Who is the one?
You're forced to pick between co-adventurer Amy Rose or blink and she's kidnapped Princess Elise.
And there dies any illusion into thinking this wasn't a love story between a human and a hedgehog.
Yeah.
So,
After months and months of intense debate, we
Amy?
chose Amy Rose.
Hey.
is Amy really the
Well,
one?
Gal's been pining for Sonic since 1993.
I think you're supposed to go for Elise,
She's a
right? What
Sonic,
happened?
you came!
That.
Okay, tried all the trials, done and done. Nothing left
Okay,
to
I guess
do
it
but
really didn't
ride
matter.
this practically human-sized bird up to the next portal.
Whee! Does it matter? It doesn't work! Okay. Wait, did we just see?
Something feel off to you too,
Yeah, I can't quite put my finger on it.
right? We jump into the portal and...
I'm an
Oh!
At last,
man?
we're on our way
Sorry,
to the
that's it.
ancient castle. Sonic
Jesus.
encounters more enemies, but suddenly they're halted and scrapped by none other than Silver
Silver?
the Hedgehog. Whoa!
So,
What's
what's
going on?
Circumstances have changed. I need to rescue the princess.
Fine, whatever. He's a friend now. The
I don't
next
think it's even
section has
canon
us
anymore.
bouncing and sliding
I don't
through the
remember
old
each other.
ruins of
Remember?
a crumbling domain. We get to
Sorry,
grind
spoilers,
wind.
but time reset and they don't even know.
But that's not all. Eventually,
Yes.
you even get to play as Silver.
I'll
Dang
go
it.
on ahead.
So we get to actually use his special psychokinetic abilities?
Yes,
Sure.
we do. Let's see here. Seems we can grab objects with our mind, which drains our power meter depending on how many objects are levitated. And then we can fire those objects out as projectiles.
Boom!
Hey, that sounds like it's finally making good on the cool physics-based designs that the creators of Sonic 06 originally had planned.
Yeah, it would be, but everything
Not
is
so much.
super clunky. The one consistent object we're throwing around always
Boxes.
seems to be gigantic, chunky boxes that take up all your screen real estate.
Boxes, and even more boxes.
The clunkiness of matter manipulation really tanks the frame rate.
Ironically
Whether the
enough,
system is
I've
chugging
seen
while
like
attempting to
Sonic
properly
or like
calculate
as
the
the Sonic
physics,
Heroes,
or you just need
and
time
that
to
Silver's
properly
obsessed with
toss
boxes,
things.
too.
Silver's main ability really slows down a game that we all know needs to feel fast.
You can use psychokinesis on other things too, like interactable terrain. Sure, it's neat to have a character shifting things around with mysterious blue glow powers, but it's barely surface level impressive. We've seen Sonic and his friends interact with floating objects all the time.
Oh yeah,
and they don't need psychokinesis to get things rolling.
For an entity with seemingly godlike abilities in cutscenes, Silver feels like the slowest, weakest, and clunkiest character we've used so far.
Pretty much.
We'd
Sorry,
both
Silver.
rather zip around
I blame you
dash jumping
creators.
than putz around as Silver.
Oh, ow.
Thankfully, our time with him is brief.
Hey, not bad.
Never
Thanks.
thought I'd feel so happy to get back into
Woo.
Sonic's clammy red shoes again.
Gross.
I like boxes.
Oh,
Look at the
hey,
box.
another
Ooh.
super speed
Beware.
section.
Ow. Oh, God.
Gross.
Before
Bye-bye.
long, we've got another cutscene, and things aren't looking good for the
Yep.
Eggster.
Huh?
Why is this happening?
Engines are malfunctioning. And what's this? Stop all engines now!
Yeah, Sig, man. What your ship's problem is over here. That texture's flipped all topsy-turvy, Eggman. Hold it just a second. Yeah, that's
Oh, there we go, danger.
Turns out his battleship, the A-Carrier, is having engine problems. They're gonna crash.
Ha, no issue. Sonic's en route, ready to save the princess just as he
3,
always does.
2,
And then...
Yeah.
Elise!
And they're gone. Yep. She's dead. And so is Eggman.
Well, that goose is cooked. Not how
Literally.
I thought this was gonna end, but whatever. Roll credits!
No, not done yet. There we go.
There's still a way to change this.
Fine.
Thank
If
you,
we
Iblis.
return to an earlier point
Silver.
in time,
Why did I say Iblis?
we'll be able to save her.
True.
I understand.
Yeah, I was about to say, dude, you literally... Wait, what? Wait, you had that the whole time?
Control!
Creating another time portal, Sonic vows to change the fate of Elise and the world.
I'll make sure to change Elise's fate. And that, in turn, should change your future, too.
I'm not sure you understand the consequences of changing the past, Sonic.
Yeah.
I understand.
Do
You
you?
realize that the things you alter can have a ripple effect, right?
Yeah, butterfly effect?
I understand.
Changing the past and making a better future could mean that the purple cat and Silver
Hi, Blaze.
are never born.
I understand.
Grandfather Paradox?
Just save her.
Thank you.
Boy, if only Sonic didn't disappear earlier when Elise clearly needed him, ending in her getting re-kidnapped. Maybe all this could have been easily avoided. But hey, I guess
Yeah.
time travel is easier to do.
This is getting.
I don't think they want to
real
do any more
stale.
time
Let's see
stuff.
if the game has any
Very-
potential side stuff that could make it
Generation was
redeemable.
a-
I'm craving a little
what a
variety
chance
here.
miracle.
Like this guy.
Oh, Sonic
Oh
Man!
my god, what is that?
It's Sonic Man, and we're gonna race him.
He's Naruto running.
Great, now that that's out of our system, we should probably go find the princess.
Yeah, get
and
the
then-
princess. Hello. Again?
This guy named Aristo wants to
Oy.
challenge us to an intellectual battle. He's challenging our eyes and cues. Can't turn that down.
Seriously, dude, we should really get going
Yeah,
before
save the
Eggman's
princess,
warship
hello?
takes off and the princess explodes and...
Again?
One more side quest. How long could it take?
All right, okay. Aristo wants us to guess the number of boxes. Sounds simple enough.
We load in. Question 1. Looks like 4 boxes to me.
Me too.
Let's lock in our answer and...
Loading. Who could have guessed?
Okay, let's run in. Bash box 4 and... Loading! Jeez, how long are these prep screens taking?
It's gotta be somewhere in the ballpark of 15 seconds.
Hit me up when he's done.
Yeah, and then
Thank you.
another load screen after literally 1 word of dialogue. Great.
Hey.
Question 2. How many boxes?
More like, how many questions? I think we're starting to see a pattern develop here.
I count 7 boxes this time. Let's tell Aristo.
Ah, right. Another quarter minute to think about how much we regret powering on the PS3 today.
Okay, slap that
We
set.
good?
Oh, no, they
Again!
didn't. They don't expect us to keep going on with this. do they?
Jesus, I'm pretty sure at this point you're getting drunk.
Why are you doing this, Aristo? What kind of sick freak puts people through this?
Every question is divided into 3 sections. One where you count the boxes, one where you choose the box number, and one with Aristo reacting to your choice. You get a load screen after every one
Single
of
one!
these
Why?
sections.
That's at least 45 seconds of loading to count and choose boxes, including the load-in to start this challenge.
Came
We've
up with
sat
this
through nearly
idea.
4 minutes
Like,
of
it shouldn't
this
take this
screen by
long,
the time we're set
right?
to answer the 5th question.
Hey.
Oh my god, what have we done?
Wrong.
Did we just choose the wrong number?
Haha, wrong.
Oh, come on,
Can't
again?
believe we have to do all this over again from the start.
In the history of this series, this has gotta be the most tedious side mission we've ever encountered. As a challenge, it isn't even that difficult. But having the game freeze and detain us over and over on this dreaded black screen somehow makes
I
this
swear, you could get a full night's rest while waiting for these load
When
screens.
all is said and
You
done,
know?
Aristo's intellectual battle is 5 questions long. During those questions, you'll experience maybe a minute and a half of actual gameplay.
During which you'll sit through nearly 5 minutes of loading. And if you're like
5
us and
minutes.
accidentally flub question 5,
Hey.
Back you go.
Nearly 10 minutes of arduous staring and Okay, so clearly the
done
side
now?
missions in this game are even more irritating than the main mission. They eat up time due to their poor design.
man, that took forever.
So we're done
Princess
now?
Elise hasn't been blown to smithereens. She's likely sitting in an old folks' home somewhere.
Guess we should go and find
Thank
We
you.
get back on track and head
Jeez.
to Eggman's secret base, also known as the Soliana Laboratory, also known as the Aquatic Base.
Sonic is intent on stopping
What?
Eggman's battlecruiser from launching. To do this, he's got to tear through the halls of this lab. Lots of laser obstacles, bad dudes, and death pits await Sonic and his friends.
Bye.
Oh, and plenty of glitches, too.
Like that. Oh.
Gate open.
Oh, there it is.
Lifting off.
Oh no! The egg carrier's launching! Is Sonic too late?
Nope, makes it just in time.
Why is this happening?
There's the voice line.
No!
Hey, Stinky.
It's over.
What are
With
you
the ship
doing?
once again moments from crashing, Sonic confronts Eggman.
Leading to a final boss encounter with the Round One himself inside a mechanical monstrosity called
what is the Wyvern?
Egg Wyvern.
So, more like a
The sense
Dragon.
of scale in this last standoff is pretty great. It's cool seeing the physicality of the ginormous egg carrier in the background as it's cutting through the clouds.
Getting into the battle, the first phase of the
Where
fight
we gotta
kinda
go?
feels like a retread of that Egg Cerberus boss fight from before.
Sonic, make him run into something!
In order to damage Eggman's mechanical flying lizard, you gotta hop on its head
Whee!
and drive into obstacles around the arena.
After a while, the canopy guarding Eggman is bashed away, and you have to use Sonic's homing ability at just the right time to bounce off the Wyvern's robotic lasers and smash into the Doctor.
There we
Not a
go.
bad final boss encounter, all things considered.
True.
Bye-bye,
Boing.
Eggman.
Bonk. Final cutscene.
We did it.
Here we go.
The egg carrier is in ruins.
Makes
Sonic
sense.
and
Sorry,
Link
it's just-
escape and are blasted out onto a nearby cliffside.
You good? Why did he
These two
suddenly
out here
sound like
giving
the
that Final Fantasy
Joker
X
there?
laughing scene a run for its money.
You probably shouldn't laugh anymore.
Honestly, I thought it'd be the Wii. You know, the Wii U one,
Nice smile.
or at least
Wow,
3DS.
nice smile.
All
Can't
still
think
the
of a
worst?
better way to wrap this
Huh.
garbage plot.
More you know.
Well, folks, there you have it. That was Sonic the Hedgehog 2006. A pretty terrible time.
What? Oh.
Yeah, we're not done.
We're not finished.
What do you mean? We're not? But the game rolled credits. It's got to be over.
That, my friend,
remember,
was
Sonic
just
Adventure
the
1 and 2
Sonic
had multiple
episode.
stories.
No.
Yeah, there's more.
Forget about the character select screen from the beginning. The game was always taunting us with more potential game to be played.
This really is Sonic Adventure 3.
Just like plenty of other 3D
Yep,
Sonic
see?
titles, Sonic 06 has the player venture through multiple adventures. By playing Sonic's episode, we've unlocked full Shadow and Silver chapters.
Hey, at least we don't seem to have a Big the Cat episode we'll need to play.
Dodged
Don't
a
jinx
Froggy
it.
with that one.
Hold on, Froggy. I'm coming.
So, which do you want to play first?
Look at me. I'm sad. I'm spiteful. I want this all to end. What do I look like? I want to play.
Shadow. Yep, here we go. Shadow time. Whee!
Shadow it is.
Transmission from HQ. There's an SOS coming from Dr. Eggman's base.
And he's on some
You got
kind
it.
of rescue mission.
Looks like he's headed to White Acropolis.
In his
That's
world.
the snowy
Well,
place
that's a
we
good
boarded
one.
our way through
I
with
don't know.
Sonic. Remember?
I wish I didn't.
Oh,
This is our first time playing as Shadow
been
the
a while. I
Hedgehog in this
haven't heard
game.
them.
He's considered the cool, roguish character of the series.
Once upon a time, Sonic the
Anti-hero.
Hedgehog was considered the cool, roguish character of the video game world. But here comes Shadow the Upgrade, badassing up the place. What's he got
Basically,
that Sonic
emo.
doesn't?
Guns! Well, he used to have guns anyway back in his standalone game. Doesn't seem to have them this time around.
Right. Guess the fans of that
Yeah.
game won't be happy with this. You know what else he doesn't have here?
No, what?
Good character control. Sliding all around on his
Oh,
rocket
boy.
boots, he plays worse than Sonic. Sonic already wasn't that great.
Would seeing a badnik hurl itself off a cliff cheer you up?
Maybe.
Oh. Hey, bye! Oh, Boulder!
What was that? Where'd that come from?
Son of a
We've got to
bitch.
be on our toes. Eggman has laid booby traps at every
The wall.
that aim directly at a wall.
Dust yourself off, Shadow. We still got an agent to save, apparently.
Same as Sonic, Shadow has a homing
Oh,
attack.
this is funny.
Only Shadow can chain his homing attack into a multi-strike
Chaos
chaos
attack.
attack combo.
Which looks technical, but just requires you to mash the attack button over and over again. Soon, we get to something called a warp hole. Shadow says this can
Hang on, I got
transport
you.
him instantly.
Oh, yeah.
Load screen,
Pissing in
of
hot tub.
course.
And suddenly
Snap
we're
you. Oh,
who
hi,
did
Rouge.
that? Wait, was Rouge the agent Shadow was sent out to rescue?
There's an SOS coming from Dr. Eggman's base.
What was she up to? Why was she captured? How did we break her out?
No answers. Not even a
I mean,
cutscene
she is an agent of
segueing
gun.
into her gameplay. One
Even in the
second with
second
Shadow,
game. Oh.
the next Rouge pops into existence.
She's not
Hi.
the only thing magically materializing around here. The poppin' in this game
Jeez.
seems to be getting worse the longer we play.
Rouge can climb, like Knuckles, which basically means she can jankily move
Yeah, and
over
played
and clip
Sonic Adventure
into
2, you get
surrounding
what's going on.
walls.
Rouge? Where'd you go?
Rouge. Oh,
there she
there you are.
is.
Hi.
Rouge also has the ability to glide and throw bombs. Luckily, no dummy rings fly out of these ones.
Oh,
If you hold the bomb
That's good.
button, you can do something called a bomb
bomb
snipe,
snipe? Oh.
which makes us feel terribly
yeah.
uncomfortable.
Geez, is this supposed to
Okay.
be some kind of first-person aiming mode?
it's
It's got to be one of the
I think
most
so?
underbaked
I can't
features
even
we've
see
seen so
anything.
far. And that's saying
like, you
something.
could have just moved
Yeah,
it forward a
similar
bit
to
more.
a
And
lot
boom.
of issues playing as Rouge.
Oh,
The
boy.
level really doesn't feel properly tuned for a character with her traversal capabilities.
Uh-oh.
Just as it feels like all game design sanity is
Oh,
lost,
are
we
we
get to
done
play
yet?
as Shadow the Hedgehog again.
It's a request from the president.
And we're introduced to a gameplay mechanic only
Oh, yeah.
he can
The
make
arm
use
buggy.
of. Drivable vehicles!
This should be fun.
Yeah, no. Bye-bye.
That was a lot of popping.
Yep.
Why do we
And
think vehicles
dead.
would work here? The game's done nothing to suggest another added gameplay feature could be handled properly. Turning and readjusting your ride's position is incredibly sluggish.
Yet it would seem the buggy
Guessing
is
leftover
lighter than the
from
contents
Sonic
of
or
Eggman's
Shadow the
brain,
Hedgehog.
because
He
if
had
Shadow
vehicles back
even
there
embraces
too.
An object, he
Guessing,
gets thrown
well, take out
completely
the guns
off
and
course.
combine them with the vehicles, and goodbye.
Anytime we destroy an object that turns into metal or wood shrapnel, they become physics objects that the system struggles to process. The frame rate drops randomly, making you second guess your already horrid steering.
Oh, God.
And
Up you go! Again!
But hey, at least Shadow can make use of their mounted weaponry, taking out enemies and obstacles.
so, Shadow can use weapons. Hey, let's take out that spotlight over there.
Sure thing. Okay, let's try and line this up and, okay, again.
Oh, God.
Okay, one more time.
You get a reticle at least? I don't even know where we're aiming.
Having a little trouble?
Yeah,
Hey,
kinda.
Shadow's
Okay,
in a
one more time.
Groundhog Day time.
Oh,
Oh,
that took
there we
way
go.
too long.
Well, with
Yeah,
any
again,
luck, we
can
won't
we
be
just get a
riding around or
reticle for
shooting
that
that thing
kinda
much
game?
longer. Because staying behind the wheel is driving us crazy.
Crazy?
Look
No.
at, look at the
Crazy is
time.
results screen for
15
this
minutes.
session.
Shadow, you ain't got no feet.
You need to stay focused.
Yeah.
Cutscene time. Rouge is carrying around a big, ominous-looking scepter. Where the heck did that even come from?
Don't you want to
No.
know what this is?
Shadow, more interested in a big,
No, thanks.
familiar-looking boss hanging around.
Let's get this over with.
I mean,
Egg
at this
Cerberus,
point, yep.
the towering metal pup we dealt with eons ago as Sonic. Reusing a boss is fine, I guess, as long as they adjust the battle to keep things interesting.
Let me guess, no. Off you go again. There
Bring
we
up
go.
a split screen. Okay, sure, there is snow now, but we're dealing with Cerberus in the exact same
way, yeah. Just ramming into something and the bubble.
Now it's my turn. Looks like that armor's gone. Now it's my turn.
Turns an intimidating level end cap into busy work. I feel
Yeah,
like we're being
basically,
cheated out of
it
an
went-
exciting boss that's tackled with Shadow's unique
one.
abilities.
Once you complete this retread, Rouge and Shadow are
Did he use
teleported
the
to a
silver?
different
I'll be
location.
surprised if it was there. Oh, what the?
Bats asks Shadow to escort her to the GUN rendezvous at the ancient castle of Soliana. Hey, what is GUN anyway?
It's from another game.
Yeah,
Isn't
Sonic
explained
Adventure 2
here,
there,
so
see?
it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Off to the rendezvous point where we get a different vehicle section.
Sorry.
You have some kind
Think
of
like
jet-propelled
S.H.I.E.L.D. from
glider
Marvel,
here.
except in the
Flying the
Sonic
friendly
universe.
skies here is
At least
easy
that's how I
enough.
describe it.
Plenty of chuggy slowdown gives Shadow time to take out enemies, plan his next moves, and
off the cliff.
Wait.
That was that.
Was that the whole section? For real?
Yep. 41 seconds of glide in action, sandwiched by long loading screens on either end. Oh, and remember, that 41-second number is inflated from all the slowdown we were experiencing as well.
They really aren't giving us anything of substance in Shadow's story.
But Jane, we drove a car.
So?
Off a cliff?
Yeah, multiple times!
Which feels like the exact direction this whole campaign is going.
But we
Down
can
the
drive
drain.
a hovercraft too.
All the vehicles
And
so
the Looney
far
Tunes
have been
happened, just
terrible to
whack.
control. This hovercraft feels like you're operating a weight maxed out forklift with Vaseline rubbed on the steering wheel.
Seriously.
It's heavy and slow to respond. Please,
It's folding.
please, make this stop.
What? Why? There's so much more to experience in this wonderful playthrough.
Please stop.
Ah,
And they're gone.
Rouge and Shadow make it to the ancient castle. Rouge mentions an accident that occurred 10 years prior that resulted in the broken ruins around them.
Accident?
Probably the incident Elise was talking
Yeah.
about in Sonic's campaign, right? When the sun god Solaris
yeah, the
magically
forms of
wiped
flame
out
disaster.
everything with the power of the flames of disaster.
Look at you, consuming this trash.
I'm like a raccoon.
Anyway, Rouge says she heard all the destruction was caused by the failure of some kind of energy engine plan. The name of that plan?
The Solaris Project.
Hi, Eggman.
Mr. Eggers arrives once again.
Doctor.
The doctors come to retrieve the Scepter of Darkness.
Hello.
That's the funky-looking baton Rouge is lugging around. A scuffle
kinda
ensues.
Uh-oh. Heads up. Ooh, that
We
looked like it hurt.
really needed to record another take of that.
Oh no!
No!
The Scepter of Darkness is about to hit the ground, and all of Eggman's robots just sorta let it fall and hit the ground instead of reaching for it?
Yeah, no one tried to jump for it?
I'm starting to think this guy's not very good at designing these things.
No!
Don't
Guess
look
not.
now, but the dark stick of doom
and
is
there he goes.
activated, manifesting
And that's
some kind of
Mephiles.
being from Shadow's. Shadow? Kinda on the nose, isn't it?
Meet Mephiles, everyone.
How ironic fate can be.
It's Mephiles! The hedgehog who mastered the one simple trick dentists hate. Get it? Because of the no mouth?
Knowing this game's development history, they probably ran out of time and forgot to animate his mouth.
Yeah, that voice.
Yeah, I can
doesn't
see
fit the
that,
model
but,
or animations at all. It should be more like.
What?
Huh?
What?
Yeah, that's a no mouth sound.
Pretty much.
I would never have believed I would be resurrected through your shade. I thank you, Shadow the Hedgehog.
This Mephiles guy
Wait, what?
seems very familiar with Shadow.
Oh yes.
You.
What you gave to me, I now return to you. A one-way ticket to oblivion.
Oh, and they're just gone.
Hey guys, maybe you just want to, I don't know, use some special visual effect to show them.
Yeah, just like a
disappearing
brr.
or- No, just.
Guess not. Just.
Oof. Okay, sure, yeah, that's.
You too.
That's fine. That looks.
Oh God. Yeah, I mean, it's.
Years we've gone through time, doesn't it?
Yes,
Hmm?
approximately 200 years, maybe more. depending on when this database was last updated.
This whole area looking familiar? It should.
Yep.
It's the exact same time and place that Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles were sent to in the future. Very convenient.
Oh, look who's here. I didn't expect to see you guys.
Rouge! Shadow!
Right. We've actually seen these cutscenes
Yeah, these
play
episodes
out. It's where they deduce that they can
interconnect a
return to their
lot.
timeline with
You'll
the use
see it
of
more.
chaos control.
Guess we're gonna get Shadow and Rouge's
Get
perspective
teleport.
this time.
Yup. So while Sonic was doing this,
Get unstuck, you stupid
hedgehog!
Shadow was doing this.
Boing. Boing. Yep.
hold up. How did Shadow bring his armed buggy vehicle to the future? It's the
Also,
exact
shouldn't
same
he
one from the start of his
rested,
campaign.
Maybe he left it somewhere in the past, knowing he'd get to use it in the future?
I'm not
That
buying
it.
He did not know he was going to be transported to the future. And hey,
no,
he gets
and
his
the
glider
paraglider.
here as well? Where's he getting all these wonderful toys in a ruined dystopian future firescape? Guess they don't need to explain jack, because as soon as the level completes, we're thrown into another cutscene event where Rouge and Shadow just find the green Chaos Emerald.
My precious Chaos Emerald, you are also beautiful.
No explanation.
I don't think we
at
need to go
all.
there.
It
Thank
wasn't
you very
at the
much,
end of the
Nathan.
stage we just played.
Yeah,
That
nothing.
much I'm sure of.
We're expected to just accept it. They also stumble onto a robot. Rouge refers to it as Omega.
Hi, Omega.
What's he doing here?
This
There
is
he is.
probably E123 Omega, who appeared in some other Sonic series games before. Boy, I can't believe they're still throwing character intros at us this far into the game.
Now, if you thought we'd have to continue...
I think this was actually the last one, I think. Or at least if I remember the game right. Omega should be the last new character. Unless there's a Son Big the Cat. What, I had to make sure he wasn't behind me again. Say again, I don't know. Anyway, back to it.
Trudging our way through the exact same levels we've already played through as Sonic and Friends with minor tweaks.
Yep. Boing, boing.
Give yourself a shiny gold star sticker on the old forehead, because that's basically what we do.
Culminating in both groups meeting up in the volcano, where a familiar cutscene plays.
I found a Chaos Emerald.
Don't touch it! Oh.
What? What's this?
Oh, look who it is again.
Hi, Iblis.
Another carbon copy boss battle. Simple exercise.
Yeah,
going through the
that's
motions.
basically here.
You're not as tough as you look.
But wait, how does this make any sense? In
Yeah, but Sonic
chapter, it was
Adventure-
Sonic who fought Iblis. And this is the exact same encounter. Sonic is likely somewhere in this room right now. Why are we replaying the same boss battle again with
got
a
me.
different character? This isn't alternate history. We're looking at the same point in time. I hate time paradoxes. I hate them. Stupid game.
Yeah.
To this point, we've played 4 levels
Ugh.
and 2 mini
Stupid.
bosses that have all
Level
been
6.
reteachers
You're making me
like
look
we
dumb.
just did with Sonic.
And on top of
Sorry, I
that,
had
there's
to
the reused cutscenes. It really isn't feeling like the
jeez.
multiple chapter game design
is this
came
stick of
together
Eggman?
here. It's repetitious for the sake of repetitiousness.
Chaos control!
Like we saw.
honestly, I could
Sonic's
see that
chapter,
happening,
the
but-
blue blur and his buds rush back to their
Yep,
proper
and they
timeline.
Ah, but finally, we get to see something new.
Rouge
Because
goes,
this is
but
Shadow's campaign,
not
we get to see
Shadow,
him
he
linger
stays behind.
He spots his weird, mouthless doppelganger, Mephiles.
Oh, cool. So instead of
Okay,
going
Jinx,
back
she
in
there.
time with his
Wait.
entire team to a point where he could possibly prevent this horrific future from ever happening, he decides to stay in this destroyed future where none of his actions will ever reverse this fiery hellscape.
Oops.
Well, when you say it like that, yeah, it sounds really
Dummy.
Stupid? Yeah, I know.
Well, at least Rouge made it out. She zips back to her proper timeline, a timeline where voice actors are fed improper dialogue.
Agent Rouge,
Yeah?
report your status immediately. Have you retrieved the Book of Darkness?
What
Scepter,
is the
not book.
of Darkness?
Have you retrieved the Book of Darkness?
Did you mean Scepter of Darkness? Or is
They
the
don't
Book
think
of
they've
Darkness
checked the
what you call
book?
the pages of this game's script, bound together in blue hedgehog flesh?
The
Ew.
library's banned me because of my bubblegum
Ah.
eyes.
I'll provide
Never
a
gone
full
out.
report
It's
shortly.
like never
I'm
gonna
still
call next
confused
Sonic.
as to why Rouge is speaking to the back of her hand during this voice call. Maybe she was supposed to
Yeah,
get some
even I have a
fancy
watch.
communication watch or something, but didn't get one here.
I need to contact E123 Omega immediately.
Where is he? Hi.
Okay, so we're off to Tropical Jungle.
Without any explanation. I might as well fly around and take in the lush scenic views and...
You can't spend any longer here. The game world is collapsing in on itself.
Oops. Oh, Omega.
Well,
there you
if
are.
it isn't E123 Omega, just having a fun little walk in the jungle.
Hi, long
I can
time
use that.
no
Thank
see.
you.
Rouge the Bat.
Wow. Are you two either going to say anything?
Situation understood. What would you like me to do?
Are we supposed to assume
Did it?
Rouge told Omega everything
Yeah,
leading up to
what?
now? Because it really came off more like she shared the world's longest awkward stare.
Rouge
Yeah,
the
we got
Bat.
nothing. Like, you could have just told us, oh, hey, we were from the past.
Very uncomfortable silence there.
Nothing?
You know what the scene could
Did
use?
someone forget
A
a
subtle
line?
little fade to black to convey that time has passed.
Rouge the Bat. Situation understood. What would you like me to do?
There we go.
Oh,
Doesn't that work a lot better?
So
Yeah.
why does Rouge want to talk
What
to
did they
Omega
need a load screen
anyway?
and they forget?
Take
Oh.
this and deliver it to Shadow.
Rouge's plan is to have Omega give Shadow the green Chaos Emerald hundreds of years in the future. Maybe so he can somehow use it to return to his proper timeline.
But don't you need 2 for that?
Hold on, should we blur that out? I feel like we
No,
should blur
you'll
that
be
out.
fine. He had to.
System reactivation countdown initiated. New mission, Shadow support.
I'm counting on you.
With that, Omega is off to...
Well,
I actually
wherever.
don't know. A hunch over next to a highway for a couple hundred years?
I mean, that's where they find him in the future, so probably. Good thing no one tried to move the dangerous-looking BattleBot for centuries.
Speaking of which, we're back to Shadow's
Speaking of which,
far-flung
hi,
future
Shadow.
timeline.
Welcome back.
Our black-clad hero is looking for answers from Mephiles.
Why are you here? Did you ruin this world?
The
No.
answer is yes and no.
Come on, guys. You seriously need to
Please
pick a
try to keep
different
it
camera
coherent.
angle here.
Oh, by the way,
Mephiles looks like
hey,
he
Joe.
is 8 times
Hey, Joshua, how
larger
you
than
doing? How you
Shadow.
doing?
Terrible placement. They really need to add depth of field or something to convey the Shadow is farther away.
Mephiles shows Shadow, or rather the Shadow from this future timeline.
Yes, that's you.
A version restrained and encased in lasers.
Mephiles explains
Why?
that humanity is responsible for imprisoning Shadow, using the Iblis incident as an excuse to detain him.
The truth? A lie?
Let us punish this foolish world of humanity.
Well,
Not
unlike
here,
Silver,
but
Shadow
so what?
decides to not trust the guy with no teeth.
That's
Thank you.
absurd.
Who then reveals his true form.
Ooh.
Methinks it's clobbering time.
Let's see if you can entertain me.
Whoa.
Don't bother to try and deceive me. I know who I am.
Huh, we don't seem to be making a dent in Mephiles' health bar at all.
Yeah,
What
I don't
gives?
think these are even...
It doesn't matter how many of them you defeat, you know.
Still not understanding what
Yeah.
we're actually supposed to be
those
doing
things over
here.
there.
These little minion guys are just like fused inside Shadow. This looks like a game error, but I can't even tell.
Maybe? Oh.
Shows that he's controlling. I've got to figure out the origin.
Origin, eh? Maybe it has something to do with these purple orb pillars
Yeah,
that
that's
are
what I was
lying around.
thinking. Are we gonna try that?
You can't touch me.
Him.
Nope, can't land hits on those either. This is so embarrassing.
Yeah, no, get him.
Try filling up that ability bar over there. Maybe that can get us through this?
How do we use it? Oh, what? Huh?
Hey, it worked! Seems like we finally knocked Mephiles loose.
Oh,
At last, we can home in and slap this annoying boss around. Doesn't take long before...
Or...
Mephiles is down.
Okay, I was about to
Yep,
say, did you
got it.
crash the game? Never mind, it's not
Slowly
PC.
walk on over, Shadow.
hi.
He's definitely not getting back up like Silver did in Sonic's chapter, and then
Yep, he did. Ow!
he got back up.
Up.
But don't worry, the game's not finished dishing out cliches because...
Oh,
Shadow is saved suddenly from off screen. Wait, could it be?
Omega.
oh, Omega, how you doing?
Omega reactivated and found Shadow at this exact crucial moment.
Now is designated time.
Jeez, you gotta...
I shall assist.
Wait, stop. No, it makes no sense.
Now is designated time.
Really?
she
I
say
mean,
anything?
we saw the scene in the jungle, right?
Yep.
where Rouge
Yeah, I
programmed
think we all
Omega to
agree.
reactivate
This
at the
could have been
appropriate
better.
time, and then
Because
Omega
hopefully
went
they
off,
redo
and
a
then
lot of the
Rouge
game.
did not know what time Omega needed to be reactivated.
Oh, come on, but she was there. She was in the future.
Honestly, it should be a remake, not remastered, because frankly,
Yes, she
I don't think a
was, but
remaster
you
is going to
remember
help
what she
any
said
of
about
this.
the future?
You know?
It appears we've gone through time, doesn't it?
Yes, approximately 200 years. Maybe
Oish.
more, depending on when this database was last updated.
Approximately 200 years?
Approximately 200
Approximately.
years.
Maybe more?
You're not even
Maybe
sure.
more.
Yeah,
Definitely
see?
sounds like someone with pinpoint awareness of time, huh?
At least we know we've
A
arrived in the
Mobian?
future.
At least?
Heck, even
I
if
don't
she
know.
did clue in to the narrow time frame they were there, I still have no clue how Omega found Shadow.
Yeah, definitely a remake gotta work.
Shall assist.
He could have been anywhere on the planet, yet he found him in the stomach of a volcano
Yeah.
and at precisely the exact moment Shadow needed help.
The only way I can
Something Rouge could
tribute
not
to
have
this
known
is, like,
because she
Shadow
hacked the
somehow
time
has a
portal
tracker.
way before any of this happened.
Time travel, when used improperly, can be a seriously bad plot device.
You could say that
I mean,
again.
You probably
He's got
will.
2 years.
So guess what? We now
Heck,
get to
who
control
knows?
Omega.
I don't have
I
any
wouldn't be
faith
surprised
in
if
this
he actually
bucket of
does have it
bolts
in
being
2026,
any
but
good.
Omega plays pretty different. He's
honestly,
slower
wouldn't be
and makes
surprised
use
if
of
the
ranged
next
attacks,
Sonic game
one of
actually
which
does
is a
include
lock-on
Silver
ability
for
that
it, you know?
targets multiple foes. It asks very little of the player besides holding the square button.
So this is good?
Yay! Never mind.
No. It's simply adequate.
You're just a nuisance, robot.
Adequate? I'll take it.
Hey, adequate's better than something.
Mephiles!
Oh, no, you don't. Yep.
Whoa!
Wait, Omega went back
Now
too?
they're back in New City, Soliana. But Mephiles? Nowhere in sight.
And
We head out looking for Rouge the Bat and get a bit distracted.
also, Smart pointed out, but there'd be like a, you know, second Omega running around. Disney Infinity? A little bit. It's been a while since I heard about that game. Not sure how it went. Also, a Sonic 4 movie. Wonder what they're going to be focusing on that one. Let's see, we have the original Sonic and Eggman fight. Then we have the Knuckles and the Master Emerald. Then we have Gerald and Shadow. How much would I bet the fourth film's going to be chaos? But, you know, liquidy chaos? But who knows, right? Anyway. Oh.
Easy to get sidetracked when visual oddities rear their ugly head. They're everywhere.
There are so many side missions you can take on, dotted throughout the map. Like this
I mean,
totally
do you even get anything from
awesome-looking
these side
guy
missions?
recruiting a driver for his racing team.
Hey.
I don't know if we should take on a challenge like this. Vehicles in this
Too
game
late.
are a pain to drive. What chance do we have against a bunch of AI racers?
Apparently pretty good
Honestly,
odds.
pretty dang good.
Wow, I don't think any of these racers took
I
driver's
mean,
ed.
I'd be surprised they actually did, but
The physics in this game
Actually,
are well
has anyone
and
seen
truly
the Sonic
shattered.
3 movie?
But for one brief moment, this is working
knowing
in our
last
favor.
time,
We're gonna win! Woo!
Nitro boost!
The physics!
Oh crap, can't turn.
oh, you idiot!
I hate this game.
You're the one that boosted
Let's
when you
head to
shouldn't
the
have.
house and meet up with Rouge.
Oh, there she is. Hi, Rouge. How you doing?
Hi.
I love how nonchalant Rouge is. She made a lucky guess and sent a robot to
Hello.
sleep for hundreds of years as a Hail Mary to help Shadow. Shadow returns and she's just like,
Hi.
sup?
They're like
that Eggman's
see, for real.
machines are after Shadow, but Shadow figures they're probably chasing his evil twin, Mephiles.
What is Eggman up to? Who is Mephiles?
Robot,
the
thanks
one
for
you
asking,
shot
but
up.
We're not even sure the people who wrote this game know what is going on.
Shadow marches off and...
And back to
what
Radical
fun.
Train.
We're back at the train sequence we just
Yep.
loved dealing with in Sonic's campaign.
So
Yeah, it's not the exact same mission this time, though. Now
No
we're
train?
trying to block and damage Eggman's train. Still doesn't exactly make the scenario feel fresh.
Barriers down! Farewell!
Unlike the next section, where you get
And
to
we
ride
got the
a
motorcycle.
motorcycle.
A motorcycle that shoots off a cliff after barely grazing a wall.
Oh, bye!
I have remaining when I run out.
Here we have to tail Eggman's train and use our machine guns to take it out. Sound simple? Not for us.
Well, bye-bye.
Sure is swell to have a new vehicle to ride, but this thing is tuned for frustration. If we're not spontaneously darting in the wrong direction, then the weird collision physics are launching us in
physics are just like
incredibly stupid ways.
They watch. Here we go again.
Bullets I have remaining when I run
Help me!
It'll take time to reload.
When we finally manage to rein in our wild beast of a ride, Shadow smashes his way into Eggman's train.
Who is Mephiles, and why are you trying to capture him?
Eggman tells Shadow that everything is connected
signs
to the
not to
deadly
cheer?
incident in Soliana a decade prior.
The Solaris Project.
He says Shadow needs
Wait,
to capture
is
and
that actually
deliver
true?
Mephiles to him.
Then I'll tell you the truth about Solaris.
This leads us to another cutscene we're already familiar with. The one where Shadow saves Sonic from Silver.
Yikes.
Why are you
Take
getting
your
in my
word
way?
for it.
I'm Shadow. Shadow the Hedgehog.
Did he seriously have to pose while saying that?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, we're fighting?
Don't get in my way!
Why are we fighting?
Okay, sorry, but the Nathan thing, like the whole hey, you better not cheer when a kid gets freaking shot. Like, I'm pretty sure Shadow saw all of this. Like, okay, imagine he's real and you hear that. Like, oh, okay. Who cheered? All right, I'm going to pummel you. Where's my friend? I can imagine him wow. I mean, I can imagine just Shadow seeing this and just like, rain down fury. Anyone else? I swear, like, I don't think she's that annoying, but jeez, the fact that they're just like doing that, like, good lord. I mean, I guess that's one example that Sonic fans can be nuts. Sometimes you just gotta wonder what the heck is up with Sonic fans. Like, they're literally cheering for a kid. How old was Maria? I want to say she's a kid. I'm not sure how old she was, but I guess we'll call her a kid. But yeah, the fact they're cheering for a kid getting shot, Lord. Like, sometimes you just gotta wonder if it's worth it to be a fan, since you're gonna be associated with the psychopaths that are cheering for a kid's death. Oi.
Seems like Shadow could just talk to Silver and let him know this Mephiles dude is a bad bean.
Remember that awful Silver boss fight from Sonic's campaign?
The one where we heard that stupid sound.
Oh yeah, it's no use!
It's no use! It's no use! It's no use! It's no use! It's no use! It's no use!
Yeah.
We've got to do it again, don't we?
I mean,
maybe.
I'd find a way to skip it if I could, but...
But what?
Yeah,
it's
true in Star
You're
Wars
a
2.
real piece of...
It's no use!
Yeah, we may have forgotten that whole strategy we laid out previously for a moment or two.
It's no use!
Or three. But eventually...
How about this?
It all came back to us.
Or you could
Taking out
just slide...
Silver? Less stressful this time.
Yes.
Just gotta love when you trip them up.
Focused.
Not to say we didn't have any
cool, that's
notable
good.
moments, though. This is a
Not-
different fight
you know
space
me.
after all.
Yeesh.
And look, there's boxcars.
Silver gets real weird around boxcars.
Again, he just loves boxes, I guess.
Chaos control.
Oh, badass moment. Bop.
See, now is the perfect time for Shadow to talk to Silver about Mephiles. All
Just a
freshly
whop
concussed.
pow.
It's neat how he froze time just when it would look really cool and didn't use that
Bah.
ability earlier to stop the fight in his tracks at the start. You know, reason was Silver? Explain he's being misled, maybe? Or he
Yeah,
froze
Shadow,
time,
he's
right?
emo.
Couldn't
He
he
never
just step out
explains.
of the way and make Silver look like a fool and fall to the ground when he tried to attack Shadow and miss? Instead, Shadow drop kicks him in the back of the head.
Or roundhouse kicks, but oh well.
This Shadow guy seems
Bonk.
like a big jerk.
Can't
And again,
lose.
emo.
Not when
What do you
I'm
expect?
so close.
Well, look. Silver
Another
has the
Chaos
blue
Emerald.
Emerald. Where do you get that?
Seriously, where do you keep getting this? Hey, guys. Congrats.
Induced chaos control.
Did you not hear him say that?
Get in my way.
Aw. Yeah, true.
Huh?
Oh.
You.
Do it again, do it again, do it again. Oh.
I won't let anyone get in my way.
Bonk. What?
They've
You
opened up
gotta
that
love when
fancy
he gets
time
kicked
portal
to the
over
head.
there. Might as
Funny.
well use it.
Okay, wait for me.
They travel back in time and see exactly
another cutscene.
what happened in Soliana 10 years prior.
My lord, it's too late! We've got to take shelter!
Why, Solaris? Why do you refuse to listen to my voice?
Wait, Solaris is alive?
Elise!
Oh!
Oh no.
We better go.
Nobody
Hello?
here really looks all that alive anymore.
Hello?
It's Iblis.
Wait, that's Iblis?
Is the original Mephiles.
So I figured they were doing something
Yeah?
to Solaris or trying to harness Solaris, and it overloaded and spat out Mephiles and Iblis.
Pass.
Seems about right.
Yeah, boo-boo.
They're escaping.
The two decide to split up.
Yeah.
Shadow will chase
A lot of
Mephiles
people are
while
dead.
Silver's on an Iblis hunt.
Hold it.
Game
Why
of
are these
bullshit.
two dum-dums chasing anything?
They're escaping!
They just witnessed a massive explosion that seemed to maim a bunch of people. Before that, we saw them show off their sweet combined
Yes,
chaos control ability to time travel. We saw Silver and
Oh, yeah,
Sonic use
true.
it in an earlier chapter to save Elise.
I'll make sure to change Elise's fate.
So why not use that Wonder Sauce to take a trip further back in time and prevent the freaking explosion, saving everyone and preventing the all-dreadful future?
The future?
Time travel, when used improperly, can be a seriously bad plot device.
Hey, we said the thing again.
Oh, but in a surprising turn of events, Elise's dad is still alive. He offers the Scepter
Barely.
of Darkness, telling Shadow to use it to seal away the failed experiment.
The next section is the Aquatic Base, another reused level from the Sonic chapter.
AKA
And look
this
what's just lying
Solaris
around.
one.
A motorcycle.
Another motorcycle.
Not really sure why the scientists of Soliana decided to leave a couple of these things lying around with shadow-themed coloring, but thanks?
Could be.
We soon catch up with the weird, gassy puddle that
they are
is
using
Mephiles.
two of them,
Using the
so-
Scepter of Darkness, Shadow knows just how to seal away all that badness.
Chaos control!
Bye-bye.
What? Stop.
Chaos Control, the multi-purpose cleaner of plot hurdles.
Yay!
Shadow, your face. Your
Oh. Oh, that explains earlier. Wow, it's President Break.
Oh, hey there, Shadow. Maybe it had been smart to capture that thing before it hit the ground.
Yeah, because remember what happened? Last time it hit the ground and it released the hidden evil inside? You moron!
Oops.
Did you do it?
Yes. And you?
Yes. The flames are properly sealed.
So how did Sil-
Okay, I'm gonna see if I can fix the plot device. But my guess is the scepter didn't break here, because my guess is a lot more newer than 10 years later. With age, it's gonna, like, break a lot more easily, you know? Then again, hard to tell what that thing's made of. But I guess something 10 years old is probably easier to break than something just freshly made. That's the only way I can explain why Shadow didn't go for the catch that time, you know? That's my guess, but, whatever headcanon you want, let me know. Anyway.
Silver seal away Iblis if he didn't have a scepter like Shadow?
Chaos Control! Jeez!
Ow,
With that, Silver and Shadow leave an unconscious little girl
Sheesh.
alone in the woods next to a
No, we got to send it out now!
Unspeakable evil.
You're going to leave it behind?
Yes. I already know what becomes of it in the future.
Impossibly.
Yeah,
thick-headed.
pretty
You
much.
can blame these chuckleheads
Did they
for
even
the
care about
horrible
toy
future
plots
that
anymore?
will come to pass. They
I thought it was
did
like a
nothing
modern
to
day
stop
thing, but
it, and
back then they
shockingly,
didn't
seemed
give a
to set
shit.
the events to unfold exactly as they
Sorry
did
for
in
cursing,
the
but
future that
that's
they
how I feel
seem
right
to
now.
want to avoid.
I'll change the past and save the world!
Could Shadow not lock the scepter in a vault? Could he not go out to some random place on the planet and bury it deep where no one would find it?
Or
at
maybe
the
the Mariana
very
Trench,
least, leave
so
it with
no one
a
could get it?
responsible adult and not leave the cursed powerful doomsday object next to a knocked out child. I'm losing it, folks. This game is driving me through a loop-de-loop.
It's time to return.
Oops.
Yes,
Bye-bye.
of course.
Her parent is no longer in the picture. Maybe leave a note in case
hello.
anyone walks by.
Help! Control! Come on.
No? Just flee the scene, huh?
Yep, pretty much.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
Back in his proper timeline,
And
Shadow
plot
doesn't
points.
waste a
Where
moment.
are they?
I need you to access GUN's database. Specifically, find out what materials the Scepter of Darkness was made from.
If Shadow wants to find more of whatever
yeah.
makes up the scepter, maybe he can use it to seal Mephiles away again.
Agent Rouge, respond. The location of the Scepter of Darkness is unknown, but there is an archaeologist who's researching it.
Great.
Again, that
Are we
sounds
gonna
about
find
right.
the one archaeologist in the world studying this powerful ancient trinket. They could be anywhere.
It's this person.
Oh.
In front of us.
Wow. Hell. What?
After protecting the archaeologist from enemies, she tells us that the Scepter of Darkness is close by.
Castletown.
Last we saw it in this timeline,
Yeah.
it ceased to exist as Mephiles broke free of its bonds.
I thank you, Shadow the Hedgehog.
But sure, whatever.
The archaeologist hints at some candles
So-
needing to be lit nearby for some kind of power to be
Lights the
unleashed.
candle of
Make sure
darkness.
Shadow's abilities are upgraded.
Memory shard black.
Hunt down the magic candles and get them suckers lit.
Okay.
Oh, hey, look. The
That was
Scepter
easy.
of Darkness.
Wait, that's it? I don't know how it's not broken, but why was Shadow talking about researching the materials the scepter was made from? Why make this whole thing seem grander than it actually is? It's a 4-minute detour to lazily plop the same scepter in front of us.
Sounds about right.
Now I can finally stop Mephiles.
Good.
Agent Shadow,
Oh.
E12
Oh, here we go. Listen.
has engaged Mephiles. Head to the Wave Ocean, head to Wave Ocean again. Agent Shadow, E123 Omega has engaged Mephiles. Head to Wave Ocean immediately.
Okay, the fact they even included the flub up.
Off to
This
Wave
fu-
Ocean we go.
Okay.
Again.
Third time.
We'll find Omega soon. Hang in there.
Okay. Whoa.
Meanwhile, Omega confronts
Oh, yeah,
Mephiles
just
and
like,
learns
pow, pow,
that he
pow.
was designed to trap Shadow in the future. Somehow, Mephiles knows this, unless he made it up. But anyways,
Probably.
Omega unloads his machine guns on him and he melts into a shadow puddle.
Shadow and Rouge catch up to him, and everyone goes back to Soliana, where we beat up future
In the
fire
desert.
monsters who are
Oh,
invading because why not? Something should be happening, so here they are.
Yep.
Just like with the trio of Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, Shadow is now paired up with Rouge and Omega bumming around the town.
Since this game has been so tedious, we make our own fun by playing with boxes.
You're gonna need to get on top of that.
In Soliana,
Trust me.
boxes play with you.
Well, where are we going to next?
Oh yeah, here we go.
Lord
Back
Regis
to the
opened
desert.
a portal to the desert for us. Not really sure why we're going there. The game
Well,
has
let's
dropped
see what's
all
going on.
attempts at pretense for why we're going from level to level.
Mephiles appears to have
what?
headed for those ruins. He's probably looking for the Chaos Emerald that's supposed to be there.
There's no doubt in my mind. Supposedly, he needs one in order to join with Iblis again.
What follows are painfully
And here
frustrating
we go
moments switching
again.
between Shadow and Omega as they find and navigate desert ruins.
The platforming in this area
Oh,
is an
God.
exercise
Sand
in
wave.
misery.
No.
Between
Bye.
endless tides of slapping, disorienting
Yeesh.
sand and the terrible feeling jump and hover mechanics of Omega, getting through here ain't no picnic.
Bye, Omega.
But at the end of all that frustration lies
Oh,
the
we're
whole
home.
reason we're here.
Mephiles!
I was expecting you sooner. As you must know, you're already too late.
Time to find out if Team Shadow can put an end to the Purple Menace once and for all.
And oh dear God.
We've got another Mephiles boss battle, one that isn't immediately readable. That means lots of trial and error, so let's attack everything.
Okay, so that's out.
This, doesn't seem to be working much.
Whoa, giant
Well, we
boy.
have no other option. It's not as though the game is properly telling us
Skins,
what to
skins,
do. The camera is
Do
cutting
this one?
through the boss half the time.
Are you even hitting it?
It's barely holding itself together.
Oh,
Hey, wait! That
Wait, what?
worked!
Oh, right.
again.
Chaos Blast, right? Or
Charging Shadow's special
Huh.
bar and using his chaos powers to turn the tides.
yeah.
Let's take this sucker down.
All right, that works. Get it.
I am forever. I am invincible.
Tell
Yeah,
to
well,
the
not for
home
long.
screen.
So are we done, or? Alright, back you go. Chaos Control.
Oh, hold on, should we blur that out? I feel like we should blur that out.
Boing.
Much better.
Here we go. And back in you go. Wait, what? What? Okay, seriously? Immediately? Did he just break out immediately?
Destroyed.
The Eye of Now absorbed your power through your shadow in the past.
What?
The
Shadow?
Eye of Now absorbed your power through your shadow in the past.
What?
Huh? I have now absorbed your power, your shadow of the
Feels like
past?
we're trying to decode something crusted on bathroom tile.
All we gather is that
Yeah.
Mephiles can no longer
Longer
be
be
trapped in the
sealed.
scepter because of his connection to Shadow.
Shadow?
What may have worked 10 years ago no longer does.
Whoa.
Check this out. The pre-rendered cutscenes actually animate Mephiles' muffled
Ah.
voice.
You must
Kill
realize
it.
now that you cannot hope to stop me with your limited power.
I think I prefer the no mouth, no
Yeah,
movement
that
stuff
is
from before.
creepy.
This looks way worse and very creepy.
Yeah, please, kill it.
The world will betray you.
If the world chooses to become my enemy, I will fight like I always have.
Oh, now you did it, Mephiles. Shadowgun did drop his cufflink rings.
Is
Eliminators.
Shadow taking off the wrist rings important?
It sure seems important. Does the game explain it?
No.
No, but we'll sum it up.
The ring Shadow disengages from his wrists
See?
are inhibitors. Rings that hold back Shadow's true power. Shadow only sheds them in extreme life or death situations because unlocking and expelling his awesome power can leave him in a vulnerable state.
That would
Yeah,
have been nice to hear
basically,
about
he goes
in
all out.
this
Kaioken.
game.
Like, if you want to go with DBZ logic,
Now
it's
we all know why
Kaioken.
Shadow
You know?
is suddenly glittering with mega energy, and we can all
Chaos
happily
Energy,
watch
but-
him wipe
okay.
the floor with this
Woo-hoo!
entire army of... Whoa.
Wait, that's it?
What? What? No!
Oh, come
That's
on!
it? We don't get to see the battle play out?
No. Straight to credits. It's all we're left with.
Shadow was jet booting.
Seriously?
Don't interrupt a hog mid-boot.
Cock block!
Seems like the folks in these credits didn't get that note.
I guess the only hope we have of learning the fate of everyone.
Pretty sure that's
is by
not even
playing
true
through the
anymore,
game's
Joshua,
other
but-
episode, huh?
Alright, Silver,
Silver the
you're
Hedgehog.
last up.
Let's waste no time and get into it.
There we go.
This
Last
world
one to go.
was devastated before I was born. A harsh, bleak place where we live in eternal darkness.
Honey, that's exactly how we describe our experiences with this video game.
Silver's intro
Well,
cinematic
second to last,
shows
if
the
you guys know
character
what's up.
surveying a future world we're very familiar
Silver?
with. The world
What do you got
engulfed
against
in
him?
flames.
Blaze!
Oh, hi, Blaze. Welcome back.
He's appeared again.
Guess
Who's
Silver's
he?
cat friend has a name. It's
Yeah,
Blaze.
Blaze, yeah. Yeah, you actually learn more about Blaze here.
And so it begins. For the first time, we get to see the world through the lens of Silver
Silver the Hedgehog.
Actually, we already played as him way back in the Sonic chapter, and even during a special section during the Shadow chapter.
Hey, that's right. And we already explained how much we dislike his
Oh,
janky
yeah.
physics-based moves. Did he get any better now that he's the star of his own special chapter of this game?
One answer, no.
That grunt sound he's making. Not liking that.
Look, because we've walked a mile in his psychokinetic shoes and played through
Yeah.
similar backdrops with
Think
Sonic
of it
and
as like
Shadow,
alternate
maybe we can
universe
make this
Sonic.
quick for us.
Soul Dimension, basically Soul Sonic, in a way, you know?
For everyone.
Focus on juicy entertainment morsels and story beats?
If any are to be found, yes.
Certainly one notable thing
Whee!
is that we get to control a new character pretty quickly here. Blaze the cat.
Thank you.
Leave this to me.
She has a couple different moves, like a spinning double jump and a fiery whirlwind attack.
Oh yeah, well Sonic's wind, Blaze's
Which
fire.
Apparently
Whee!
can do forever.
I'll just say it, Blaze is more fun to play than Silver. Seriously, I prefer darting around doing fire twirls better than spending precious minutes scavenging physics-based objects you can't throw properly.
Great!
Hey, Blaze, I don't want to tell you how to do your job. But
Turn around.
typically in the results screen, characters tend to look at the camera.
The first big boss encounter
there's
is
Big
Iblis.
Iblis.
Come on, you monster!
Now, you probably remember Iblis looking like this in Sonic and Shadows chapters.
But here, he looks like this. Why? We, honestly don't know.
I mean, 200 years, but what do you expect?
Silver's gonna have egg on his face when he finds out this game never ends, huh?
We use Silver's psychokinetic powers to launch large chunks of debris at Iblis's weird skull. And it works
Again.
sometimes, too.
Can we get a lock on, please?
Now's the part where I say we win the boss fight and Iblis is dead. But we all know we'll see him again.
What's the point of all this? It'll never end.
That's the spirit.
How can we completely destroy Iblis?
Betting all
By knowing the truth, of course.
Eve went to all. Pretty much.
Mephiles. I think we're
Oh, the
seeing
evil
Silver's
stuff.
first
Evil
encounter
shadow.
with the bad guy.
Mephiles suggests finding the root of the Iblis problem, the being that brought forth all the destruction in the first place.
Tell me, do you know who it is?
3, 2, 1. Sonic.
Hey, gang! Hot tip!
Yeah,
when a
hello,
strange, helpless,
Taki-taki.
unfamiliar figure randomly shows up and responds to questions like this.
Do you know who it is?
Yeah, you could say it right there. Jeez.
Could be a red flag.
Mephiles informs the two
he
dolts
just
that he
forget a
can
line
help
or
them
something?
travel through time.
No way!
And he knows who awakened Iblis.
No way!
And he can promise good fortune if they provide a credit card number, security code, full name, birth year, personal email, bank statement.
No way!
Anywho, we've
Thank
seen
you.
this ball roll previously. This is when Silver gets dead set on destroying Sonic, aka the Iblis
Iblis
trigger.
trigger.
Now, I know some of you might be confused here.
And believe us, so are we.
I'll send us back in time to the point when the Iblis trigger was alive.
You're probably thinking, why would Mephiles help anyone go back in time to potentially alter the future in which it seems that he's already won? Iblis is free. Just go find some Chaos Emeralds and complete your mission to unify. It just makes no sense.
So the trio go back in time. Well, at least it looks that way. Silver finds himself alone in the outskirts of civilization. A place of natural beauty.
Lychee puppy. Hopefully.
But we can't let ourselves get distracted.
Well, we all know
We're
how
on a
this usually
hot
goes.
hunt.
Hop through the
We
portals,
find
get
ourselves
through it all,
led to the
get
jungle
through the
area
chain.
we previously explored.
Here,
as
plot
Rouge the
points
Bat.
and
This
yada,
space
yada, yada.
introduces us to an even wider range of Silver's abilities.
Like using psychokinesis on logs to send our character slipping all over the place.
And Silver's innate ability to clip through pillars clearly meant to be obstacles.
And whatever the heck's happening here.
This is gonna be a while.
At this point, showing off the game's flaws feels like we're punching down.
Yeah, right? Like
The-
we're
yeah,
not being very
taking it once
fair with
down.
the game and all of its
I mean,
development.
But then again, pretty much everyone's done
I totally
that.
hit the robot first.
Yeah, see? One, boom.
After a while, we get to see
Seriously?
what Blaze the Cat is up to. Her search
Blaze.
has led to Wave Ocean. I've lost count how many times I've witnessed this place.
Like we said before, areas we're forced to repeat do get tweaks here or there. They sometimes include new sequences, but even with changes, these levels
Still
never
the
feel
exact
finely tuned.
same
When you
problem.
play as multiple characters with different movement and attack abilities, things can easily feel
Yeah.
sloppy in a one-size-fits-all play space if it's not thoughtfully put together. Some
Oh.
of the reused moments here really leave us scratching our heads.
Roll back the clock all the way to Sonic the
3 and
Hedgehog 3
Knuckles.
and Knuckles.
Here we go.
Title made possible with super advanced multi-cart insert technology. While ancient by comparison to Sonic 2006, it showed a great way to manage different characters and their abilities.
Sonic
Hey,
had
you
areas
can go
he
back
could
to Sonic
explore.
and Mania
Knuckles,
now.
on the other hand,
They
had
do that
unique
right.
paths only available to him. Even Tails had some sections that you needed to sort of fly up towards to reach. This made each character just a little different and rewarding to explore with.
True.
I wish we got that clean, solid design here as well, but we don't.
But again, they were
look.
rushed,
Blaze
so-
and Tails both experience the same
Yep.
giant rock formations taken out by the same killer whale in the exact same
Same way.
Nature. Such a mystery.
Later, Silver makes it into the city.
There's the Iblis trigger.
Now I've got you, Sonic.
Hey!
He's mistaken for Sonic by Blue Blur mega fan Amy Rose.
I'm sorry. Did you miss someone because of me?
The two team up, not knowing they're hunting the same hedgehog.
We'd like to say that Amy is a helpful tag along in Soliana, but
She's already
can't find a
dead.
pulse.
After we scrape our ally off the pavement, our Sonic hunt is back on in the desert.
I sense Sonic's presence here. Call it my girlish intuition.
Further in, we control
Girlish
Amy. She attacks
intuition?
enemies with a giant mallet.
Pika Pika. Oh, missed. There you go.
She also has the power to turn invisible.
An interesting stealth option to hide from enemies.
If the enemies cared, which honestly...
Also,
they
when
don't?
does she be able to do that?
But the best worst part of this stage are these giant physics-based billiard balls. And I don't even care that these are in an ancient temple that's clearly older than the invention of billiards. Silver needs to get all these balls into the pockets to open a door. You might assume you accomplish this with his psychokinesis.
Too heavy.
Control them with my mind.
Yeah, I
But no, they're immune for some reason, so Silver has to melee attack them forward. If you hit them too many times, they blow up. Not so bad when you're just rolling them around in a closed field, but what if you had to, I don't know, sink one of these roly boys in a specific hole in an obstacle course utilizing an imprecise input with the game's unwieldy physics? If you can't get it in 9 tries, or if you lose the ball, you need to restart the whole ordeal right from the beginning.
Perfect.
Son of a bitch.
Back in Soliana, Silver and Amy finally find Sonic.
I've been looking for you. You're the Iblis Trigger.
Oh, hey, I remember this cutscene.
And
This
here we
played
go
right before
again.
Sonic's first annoying fight with Silver.
Which means we get to witness the event from Silver's perspective. The battle, not what we expected.
Gotcha!
Sonic attacks strangely. Look at this.
Gotcha!
He keeps jumping in the air, getting ridiculous.
Yeah, basically
hang
using
times,
your
and then
strat against
blasting
you.
out into a
Ow.
homing attack. We practically never see him. As soon as he lands, he's right back up in the air, waiting to rain hatred on us.
It doesn't feel like we're being overwhelmed by an agile, clever speedster in this battle. It's more like we're dealing with an enemy that was never given proper AI. As soon as you know he's in a loop of drawn-out homing jumps, he's pretty easy to swat out of the air.
Boing.
Serious? What?
Are you?
This battle looks so
Yeah, I was about to say,
very,
are you
very
serious? 'Cause
bad.
bonk,
And
bonk.
even though we wiped the floor with Sonic,
Bug, 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 bug.
the cutscene that follows basically plays out as we saw it before. Elise gets kidnapped, Amy stops Silver
Bye.
from killing Sonic.
Absolutely not.
Halted but undeterred, Silver finds Blaze and they decide to look for Sonic at Eggman's base. This means we get the pleasure of adventuring through areas like White Acropolis, yet again.
Ow. You're gonna get hit.
Which ends with another boss encounter we've already had.
Let me guess, Egg Cerberus?
Oh no!
This time, it's Egg
Emma.
Genesis.
Genesis.
Credit where credit is due, this time it's actually more challenging. Controlling Silver, we have to make the most of surrounding objects, which we do our best to slam into the ship's huge metal body.
I mean, just got to the
When the
thrusters,
ship's
you'll be
reduced
fine.
to rubble, Silver and Blaze find the blue Chaos Emerald nestled
Oh,
in the
so
snow.
that's
I suppose
how they
we're
got
left
it.
to
Okay.
assume this was hidden somewhere on Egg Genesis, but I gotta be honest, I don't remember where we last saw this thing because of just all the time hopping and hours of brain melting gameplay.
It transforms your thoughts into
Poo. Farts.
You ain't kidding. It's not the easiest to recall where we are exactly in the timeline. Look, time
Yeah, I
travel
think it was-
stories can be pretty easy to understand. Like Back to the Future, you've got one character you're following on their journey. But what Sonic 2006 is doing here involves an onslaught of multiple characters, each hopping through time at random points all over with no clear way for any of us to follow.
Time travel, when used improperly, can be a seriously bad plot device.
Thanks, Professor.
Exactly.
This plot is underbaked, but even that raw dough got nothing on this next scene. Amy
man.
bumps into Princess Elise, who apparently escaped her holding
I
cell by...
don't think a
get
fortune
this,
teller can make
turning
you
the
invisible.
doorknob.
Oh, hi, Elise.
Oh.
She used the
The
door?
door?
Oh.
Who could have predicted such a clever escape tactic?
Prisoner has escaped from cell block C-17.
Obviously not the person that rigged up this alarm. It's blaringly telling the princess she's being hunted by guards. The guards are robots.
Yep, right there.
Quietly, wirelessly, send some ones and zeros. They'll find Elise lickety-split.
This way.
Prisoner has escaped from cell block C-17.
Thanks, Amy?
Amy and Elise magically trot back into town. Guess they had no issue waltzing through a mountainous, frigid tundra filled with death machines.
I think it's just
Turns out the machines are here too, waiting for the princess in the streets of Soliana.
After hammering through a bunch of them as Amy, Dr. Eggman gets the jump on Elise once again.
Son of a bitch.
I've been waiting so patiently for you to return, Princess.
Why are we even surprised
What is going
by
on
this?
anymore?
We know this has to happen by this point as foretold by the other chapters. It's like purposely playing a game knowing you're gonna lose even if you win a battle.
Aren't I just incredible?
Meanwhile, Blaze and Silver are goaded into continuing their Sonic hunt.
He's currently at the terminal station. It's now or never if you want this.
Okay, bye.
Stop.
Did he
just
twirl?
twirl out of frame.
I think he did.
If you want
Like,
this.